Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Extra, only on Extra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Thank you for being here. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I feel like we need like the Friday choir or something. Friday. Singing the Friday song.
I'm supposed to wake up on a Friday and go, man, it's the end of a long week.
Yeah.
I got up like it was Monday.
Yeah, right?
It wasn't like there was anything special. I watched the Braves get walked off, and I went to bed, and I got up this morning and went, ha-ha, let's do this.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is.
I don't either, but I like it.
It's not caffeine. It's not attitude. I don't know.
I don't know. We're going to ride the wave, though. We're going to carry this thing all the way into the shore.
I think I actually know what it is.
Oh, yeah. Back up.
Today is AC Day.
Oh, see, what you don't know, maybe, if you've been listening, you may know.
I've been sweating a lot.
Yes.
Over the last 2 months.
And Front Office Lowe's has been working to get this AC put into the basement.
That's right.
We're going to finish out the basement. And
I've been waiting because my membership, my stuff that I have with Central Heating and Air has lapsed because I was moving from one house to the next.
Yeah.
And when I would talk to their good people over there, they're like, let's put you on a plan. And I kept telling them, you just give me like a month. I got to put in a new system.
I can't.
And then I will have you take care of all the maintenance on it.
That's right.
So I'm this much closer to closing out that loop there.
And another thing you might not know is when Los works on our sister station, The Fan, he'll do this show from home. And then that saves him from having to drive into the office twice, which is a bit of a haul from coming to, the ballpark, Truist Park here in Marietta, Atlanta, whatever you call it, Marietta. Let's just be honest. But anyway, and he's been suffocating. He's been baking in his basement because it's been so hot.
I did a 15-minute segment on Tuesday or Wednesday, and when I finished, I came upstairs and told my wife, we have to go to the pool.
Seriously, we got to cool down. I'm about to have a heat stroke.
So today is supposed to be the day.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm excited.
Dude, that's big time, man. I love it.
It's little things. You got to find little things to look forward to.
Yes, you're exactly right. The little thing for me last night, I'm watching, Jacob play on Game Changer, which is just a little app. If anybody, has kids, was it? And he's leading off, playing right field, and it's a 2-1 count, and bam! I was like, did you hit a home run? And sure enough, he had. He leads off the game with a home run, comes back in the almost hits a second home run, about the third, hits a dude catches it on the fence, and then strikes out his third at bat, fourth at bat, hits another home run. Home run day. I
would like to say that when I made my prediction as a near professional scout, not quite. I scout 14, 15-year-old volleyball. I'll be adding 11-year-old volleyball, and I scout college athletes. I kept saying when that old man strength kicks in, that adult strength kicks in, watch what he does. And sure enough, it's showing up.
Yeah, it's starting to pop, man. He's playing really, really well. So, but he's not a home run hitter. So when he pops one,
it's just nice to have it in the bag.
That's exactly right. Absolutely. And then to have a 2 home run night was just as cool as it could be.
I didn't hit many homers in college. Like, I think my best season was 5 or 6.
Okay.
But it was just the threat of it.
Yeah, right.
The defense knew, the pitcher knew, if I make a mistake, he can take me deep.
Otherwise, he's going to put this thing in play, or
we had other guys that hit 20.
Yeah, exactly.
So 6, I was like, I got this.
He's got a kid on his team that's probably hit, I don't know, 10 or 12 already. And they're I guess midway through the season. They'll wrap up at the end of the month, and they're in second place. So I guess they'll do playoffs. I don't know really how that works or how long that lasts.
Well, let me ask you this: once this season concludes, does he head right back to school from there? Does he come home?
He's going to come home for like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then over to Augusta.
Because when we did this, our wood bat league that we played was in Dallas, but we all lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, so it was different places we played, and then we would head on home.
Yeah.
There were obviously other leagues where you could, as you're pointing out, do the travel and stay there for a number of weeks, and so I was always kind of curious how that works out if you just report back to university or you go home.
Yeah, he comes home. He, between seasons he came home for 2 weeks, and then he's got probably about 2 weeks, and then he'll go on. But man, he's loved it. It's funny. There was a little bit of him that felt like he was missing out on some of the summer because of all of his buds are home.
Yeah, this is summer trip time.
Yeah, exactly. And
let's go sit on the beach for a week, or
exactly, and
go get on a cruise ship or something.
He was just almost wanted to find a different league that was because he played in the Sun Belt, which is here in Atlanta last year, and he was like, "Well, maybe I should just do that again." And I was like, and his mom was dead against it. No, you need to go. You've already committed. You need to go. And I said, so she'd taken the hard line. So I was like, all right, let me go a different route. And I was like, it's up to you, whatever you want to do, but you should think about it. You should really think about it before you make a decision. And he ultimately decided to go, which I thought was the right decision. And I never told him what to make, but I was kind of gently nudging that way.
Yeah.
And I asked him the other day, I was like, are you glad you went up there? And he was like, oh my gosh, of course. It was like, best decision. It's been so much fun. The guys are great. Host family's great. Oak Island's awesome. He was like, I'm fishing when I'm not playing ball. My girlfriend's 3 hours away. I can go see her. She can come see me. He was like, it's been just the best.
So that's my girlfriend's 3 hours away. I didn't know which way that was going to go.
Just far enough.
That's right.
Just far enough.
Don't make me a grandfather. It's right. Don't make me a grandfather.
So with that in mind, baseball being, just a little ways around the corner.
Yeah.
Man, when I pulled up today, baseball's in your face.
Holy cow. There's like brick barriers. Did you have to go around those? Because I did.
I did.
I didn't know they were there.
The same turn that I normally take and this is to plan to go like around the backside of the Battery to then be able to enter our parking deck. There is a giant partition that you're like, okay, not going through there. That's not happening.
It looks like they're blocking protesters.
Yes.
I mean, it's that kind of, barricade.
So what is today? Today's supposed to be...
Today's a big block party.
The block party, okay.
11 a.m.
Okay.
And then...
it starts at 11?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to get out of this place as quickly as possible.
Get out here quick.
Again, I love it. I'm so glad it's here. I'm glad for all the local businesses, the revenue that's going to come in. But for us, over the next several days, we've already been informed by our employer, hey, on Tuesday, you might not be at work.
Yeah.
Now, that might affect us or it might not, because obviously we're here early. Yeah. But when it comes to our sales staff and much of programming, we don't know how they're going to get into the building.
Absolutely, because they're blocking everything off. And this is twice or triple what it was like for the World Series.
Definitely. It was much easier in and out for the World Series so far.
I got to say, I must come in a completely different way. I didn't even notice anything. I noticed some news reporters setting up out here.
Oh, yeah. So I saw Fox 5, the local channel out in front of the Roxy. And if you're familiar, it kind of looks down toward where the Chop House gate is in the right field gate.
Which did give me an idea, and we can't execute it to the level that I want. I wish I had thought about this earlier. Maybe this is Monday. We need to get our line of sight microphones. We need to do some man on the street.
Yeah, absolutely we do.
Again, the 9 o'clock hour, man on the street, go talk to people in the Battery. I wanted to go walk up to the people over at Fox 5.
Yeah.
And then I remembered it's going to look really weird at 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
If I walk up to them saying, hey, can I talk to you? But it would be fun, just a way to kind of get the flavor of what's going on around here.
Yeah, so HBCU Classic is tonight, and then All-Star Village, I guess, starts today, runs through the 15th.
I heard that the world's largest baseball is somewhere around here.
Oh, well. We've really hit the jackpot.
I would like to see that.
Okay.
I wonder if I can touch it. And how How big is it?
Speaking of shiny things that grab your attention,
Okay.
like mine are weird documentaries.
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, I hear you got a big baseball around here.
The world's largest frying pan. I'm pulling over.
I
on that
heard you
highway
got the
trip.
world's largest peanut. Where is it?
That's right. Yeah, world's largest peach, world's largest rocking chair. I've seen a bunch of those things over, just traveling over the years and having.
You don't understand. I need to see it. I want to touch it.
It's enormous.
The surface area is 314 square feet.
Oh, so clearly you found out about it. Where does this reside? You don't know where it is? Seems like it'd
By
be
the
hard
way,
to hide.
Is it really that big if we don't know where it is
right.
in this campus?
That's
It's
right.
21 acres, y'all.
I think we can build a bigger one.
Okay, all right.
We
wow.
need a bigger baseball.
Not me, man. I did hear that there's some futures game tickets for Saturday floating around, which I would like to try to figure out how to manipulate a pair of those.
I got a neighbor, and I put it out to you.
Yeah.
She's selling a couple of her tickets, and that was not a bad price.
Yeah, we nailed down some last night. I'd already put in an offer, and
So you won't be disappointing your dad.
no, I won't. No, we spent more than probably should have, but I really am excited to go. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna get teary eyed or anything. I hope.
As you said on yesterday's show, that your dad made it to the 72 All-Star game.
by happenstance.
And this was a cool opportunity as a man who's since passed for you to do something that he got a chance to do.
Yeah,
And kind of close that loop a little bit on the game.
I'm telling you, he talked about that like it was the greatest moment of his life. Not when his son was born, but when he saw Hank Aaron hit a home run in the 72 All-Star game.
Had these kids, but when Hammer and Hank.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. He really did. It was just, he was brought up very modest means, and the tickets had started with the ownership group of the place he worked, and then it got passed to the management class, and then, it finally filtered down, and he was like third in line or whatever, and everybody had said no, and he was like, wait. Yes, I'll take them.
Now, I did get a text message from my mother yesterday because we were talking about this relationship with baseball and how wonderful it is. And she texted me and said, what about all the games I took you to? It's like, yes, Mom.
Yeah, those were wonderful.
Those are still wonderful, too.
Wonderful.
That was a great time. I was emotional only because of the I'm at a World Series game, and I grew up getting a chance to play this, and how often do you get a chance to do this sort of stuff?
Unreal.
So to go to an All-Star game, I'm downplaying it. Like, I'm not looking to go. If tickets became available, I still don't know if I would want to go.
Yeah.
But it is still cool.
Yeah, if it weren't for the family connection, that's the driving force behind it, because it's truly, and I know this sounds, I don't want this
You're
to sound
so elitist right now. He's getting ready, Jerry. Get ready. Everybody back up. He's going to give you elitist Tug.
Well,
Go ahead, Tug.
No.
Go ahead.
Red
carpet Tug.
You and I had talked about this yesterday. It's still coming back to the office is what it is. When you're driving home and then you're driving right back to the office. We talked about this yesterday when people just assume you're here all day long. And you have to be like, well, no, I try to get out of here by, noon or 1 or so. I feel...
I just wanted to give Inconvenience Tug a lot of room. Can you imagine that they want to send me to California to the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
I was just in California.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, but it does. But there are those days.
They told me I could only go to the suite for just the home run derby, not even the All-Star game.
Come on. Yeah, they're not inviting me to any of that. But I think people forget. A buddy of mine's coming down for the home run derby, and he was like, "Hey, are you going to be there?" And I was like, "Nah, probably not." He was like, "Well, what time do you leave?" I was like, "If you want to do lunch, I'll grab a lunch with you. I'll be here around lunchtime."
We have a friend of ours, former employee here, Dan Matthews, who now works over in Houston.
Yeah, he reaced out. Yeah.
Dan called me last night.
Such a great dude.
Such a great dude. He's doing morning radio, sports talk, and as he told me, he goes, as long as I go to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, it hasn't been a problem. I go, I don't go to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I go to bed when the Braves get walked off at like 11:30.
Exactly right. You're more dedicated than
a little bit more of an issue,
dude.
Dan. But no, he called me up, and they're actually putting them up because he's with they're the Astros flagship.
Oh, yeah.
So they're with a contingent that's staying in the Omni. So they're on campus.
Dude, that's red carpet royalty.
I'm like, you're staying in the Omni on campus for the All-Star game where he'll be doing, pre and post with some stuff with the Astros. But he did the whole, hey, maybe we can get dinner. I go, maybe not.
Buddy, I ain't going to be here. You used to work here. How are you going to miss that?
Maybe instead you can come meet me at like 11 o'clock and we'll grab some a little bit of brunch.
Brunch, exactly. We'll get a bagel at Goldberg's.
I was like, reach out to me. We'll go hang out somewhere at let's see, I get off at 10:15
It's exactly
to about 11, and then I'm out the door.
So now you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's a circus trying to get in and out of here in the evening.
So challenging, and especially now. It's like nothing we've ever
Monday,
seen
Tuesday's
before.
going to be...
Dude, off the chart. I mean, literally, some of us may have to work from home.
Yeah, this might be a broadcast from home sort of situation. We'll have to figure it out because, again, we're still getting emails from management as they're getting more information of what kind of access we're going to have to get in and out of our building.
And it is rolling decision making, it seems. It's like,
and it's not the Braves.
No, they have no control of it.
It's almost like we have an occupying force that's moved in here. It's Major League Baseball. The Braves are kind of there to just kind of assist.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you need?
They hit send on the email.
Yeah, we'll open up that garage if you need it. This is a Major League Baseball production going on here.
Dude, they have control of everything. So, but it's cool.
If you're coming down here,
it is so cool.
Plan accordingly.
Yeah, but you better get ready because it is. It's going to be a challenge to get in and out. It's not like a usual Braves game where it's easy in and out. That's everything everybody loves about Truist.
I think the circus is going to be for poor Kimmer. Because that is right during that time. And Kimmer shows up early, but it's not early enough for what they're doing here.
Is the red carpet thing today?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about today specifically.
I felt like that today they were doing some sort of red carpet something.
They don't have any. They don't have that walkway.
Yeah, they don't have that
set
up. So maybe it isn't. Maybe. Oh, here we go. No. Okay, so
I got like 80 emails.
So it's Tuesday at 2 p.m. So right in the wheelhouse for Kimmer.
He's going to have to get here at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
That's All-Star Day is when the red carpet thing is. But it hits right when he gets here. So it's going to be tricky for Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not wrong about that.
He
may need to get here at 10.
Sales staff,
do it
promotions, programming, everyone's going to have to make an adjustment for this thing.
Yeah. And
if we sound weird, now you know. That'll be Monday, Tuesday.
That's right. It'll be upside down, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out with you. And we're just glad that you're here. We appreciate you.
Possum.
The possum on a Friday, buddy. It don't get no better than that. I mean, it's Friday. We're playing George Jones, the All-Star games in town. Braves got walked off. That's a side note. Everything else is good.
Hey, Spencer Strider looked great last night after the first inning.
Yeah, he did.
I'm taking silver linings at this point.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Yeah.
Are they sellers at the deadline?
I think there's a lot of players that are on one-year deals that are going to be free agents. The Pierce Johnsons of the world. You're going to have to figure out what you're doing there.
Chris Sale?
I mean, that's a player. He's got another year left on his deal. You would get. Do you think he's going to be back healthy off a broken rib?
That's the thing.
I don't want to. If I do this, if I'm committed to it, I do it during the offseason. I don't do it right now.
I'm with you. I don't want to see him do that either.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense to move him. But then you got guys like Marcell Ozuna where he's just the hip ain't right, it ain't right, and he's a free agent. That's the sort of player you like to move. But I don't know if there's takers.
We will see how it all plays out. Just cheering for the Braves as best we can. And I want to say it's 7 Saturdays away from college football. Let's freaking go. Dude, life is good. This is the Morning Extra at Extra 106.3. When we come back, we're going to raise money for Kimmer's hip and his leg. and children, too. We're just going to raise money for everybody that needs it. And then talk about Biden's doctor who pled the fifth. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's Los. Let's talk about True Prep. Now, let me try and describe this as best I can. True Prep is an adult playland for people who don't play. Okay? That's the best way I can put it. Whenever I've been in the store, whenever I'm on the website, it's an adult playland for people who don't play. What does that mean? Hey, if you're an outdoor enthusiast and you like to get out in the wilderness, make sure you have the right equipment to do so. Because again, you're not playing around. Water filtration devices, the right kind of equipment to keep all of your devices charged. They can help you out with that. When it comes to preparing for any kind of crazy weather scenario, That's me. That's what I do. I keep freeze-dried food. It holds for 25 years. I got enough to feed my family for a couple of months if something crazy happens. Listen, I'm just planning for what happens if I don't have power for 3 or 4 days. I'm going to be good in part because of True Prep. And when it comes to personal security, you can check out True Prep, some of the best prices on ammo and firearms. And what's coming up on the 13th, this is about taking care of both ends of it. True Prep, they can have you check out some of their inventory, whether it's their new or their used guns and gear. Then coming up on the 13th, they're going to have one of their workshops. It's an intro to purchase and then to taking care of your new firearm. That's the sort of way that True Prep helps you out. Go to truprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
This July, MLB All-Star Week is taking over Atlanta. Head to Capital One All-Star Village for the ultimate baseball experience. Test your baseball skills at Play Ball Park. Get immersed in MLB culture and interactive games. Stop to meet legends and grab ballpark bites. Plus, special perks for Capital One card holders. Catch the All-Star vibe at Capital One All-Star Village, July 12th to the 15th at Cobb Galleria. Get tickets at allstargame.com. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Friday, July 11th. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game events begin today, starting with a block party at the Battery and the HBCU Swingman Classic this evening at Truist Park. Events are planned throughout the weekend. The MLB is also unveiling legacy All-Star projects around Atlanta, including a major renovation at Cobb County's Rhine Park Softball Complex, a sensory lounge for baseball fans with special needs at Truist Park, and a Warrior Fitness trailer to support veterans at Camp Southern Ground in Fayetteville and others. Traffic is expected to be heavier throughout the weekend, so allow more time to get around town. A 25-year veteran Forsyth County firefighter is looking for help on social media. Chris Stansel is seeking a living kidney donor with the help of Piedmont Hospital. He was diagnosed with a stage 4 kidney disease due to a genetic condition. You can learn more about how to help on the Piedmont Living Donor website. And Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is continuing to audit Georgia's voter rolls. Cancellation mailers have been sent out to 470,000 people who were categorized as inactive for the 2022 and 2024 elections. It could result in the largest voter purge in state history. Today's weather cloudy with the possibility of light showers that should keep the temperatures no higher than the mid-80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
We have an awesome listener in Canada. His name is Jeff. Jeff comes down once in a while, and when he is in town, he swings through and says hello. Last time he brought all kinds of treats and maple syrup and
Canadian bacon.
Exactly. Jeff did something yesterday that we did not encourage.
No, we did not. And shout out to Vernon as well, because I did not hear this live. I was with the Kimmer in like the 3 and 4 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
I got off the road. It was getting near dinner time. I get a text message from Vernon, who has now become the official, I heard it, here's what time it is.
So you can go back and get it.
Good. Vernon, we played golf with him, about a year and a half ago. Yeah, and so it's hilarious that he just sends this over to you. I'll just give you the quote. Someone got the Kimmer after 5 p.m. with this today. Really funny because it was out of nowhere. I put, oh, really? And he just says, enjoy.
Oh, see? And we're going to be blamed for this.
Right.
And we had nothing to do with it. No, we didn't encourage it. We didn't talk about it.
For the new audience.
I just want you to know.
New audience members. So this goes back to Mike Francesa, the legendary broadcaster at WFAN in New York, where there was somebody who passed away, and he just started guessing randomly on his radio show, like awkward pauses and his very thick accent. Car accident? But he just kept going and guessing and guessing. And so that car accident then just became this question mark of no matter who passes away.
That's the question.
That's the guess.
You hit me with it this morning.
Yeah, you were talking about these two people, like what they had in common, and I just said, car accident?
Which is so good.
And so that's how it works. So take a listen. This is yesterday during the Kimmer Show. And okay. Jeff in Canada. Jeff, man, you were part of the long game on this one. Take a listen.
Anyway, Kimmer Pete Flounder, 404-74. What's the matter? We got a little something there for
Mr. Jeff from Canada on the horn.
Hey, Jeff from Canada. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Welcome aboard, sir. What's happening?
Not much. My dad, he was a fire captain in Toronto when that happened.
Oh, really?
But the guy jumped. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fell out of the window, landed down on Bay Street. Right, which is a really, really busy street right in the financial district.
I know where. I've been to Toronto. I remember. The thing I remember about Toronto was it was one of the cleanest and most dressed up cities I've ever been in. Everybody looked like they were going to a party or a business thing or something, and not anymore. Yeah, this was back in the World Series days with the Braves. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Deb was at both those World Series games.
No kidding.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So your dad was a fire department. He covered that case when the guy jumped out the window by mistake, trying to show the window.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly. But what you want to know?
Yeah.
It wasn't his death.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Car accident.
Oh, very funny. Are you hanging on from the morning show from a month ago or something? Oh my God! Holy smoke! Well, they love to have people call the Kimmer Show and do things that they can laugh out. Now, so I'll be listening while they laugh at me in the morning. Here we are.
We did not encourage it.
I didn't even think it was the right call. I'm listening to it.
Like, how do you work in car accident?
And now Jeff did clarify, yes, because they asked, like, was this all true? He's like, yes, my dad was the fire chief. He did work this case. He's like, I just couldn't help myself. I was like,
Kimmer almost hit us with an F-bomb.
Yeah.
It was on the end of his tongue, waiting to come out, and he reeled himself back in.
But again, we didn't encourage it. We weren't saying to go do it.
No.
We left it alone. Jeff just was Jeff was lurking. Jeff was in the bushes. He was just out there like, if I just can get one shot at it, I'm
marking it in.
Yeah. Oh, very funny.
And Kimmer handled it so well, and I'm happy
that
with
was really funny.
Just don't blame us, Kimmy. It's not us.
There was one more moment from yesterday that happened just after that. And I did grab this audio. No, because it's just funny to hear Kimmer.
We're going to get in trouble.
Discussing this.
We're going to get in trouble again.
I'm not trying to get us in trouble. But this is when we were talking about, we're trying to cross-promote radiothon that's going on with our sister stations coming up next week.
Camp
Twin Lakes. And if you're not familiar with Camp Twin Lakes, it's such a great organization over in Rutledge, Georgia, and what they do.
Yeah, they do great work.
Every single week is a camp for kids that are dealing with different life challenges. Maybe it's cancer. Maybe it's a blood disorder. In each one of it, some of it is a camp for blind children. I mean, like every single camp.
They touch so many different places and people in a wonderful way.
And it's a chance for that week, parents to be like, I got just a regular, you don't have to worry about it. You send your kid to camp. And the counselors know how to handle any of the situations that come up. So it's just a great organization. Well, we started joking about what if we had our own radiothon and what would we do it for?
By the way, have you heard the latest one? Now, this morning, they were talking about how they're doing a fundraiser. I swear I did. I must have misunderstood this. I even texted Quarter Pounder on the board this morning. He had no idea why they were doing it. They were talking about raising a fundraiser, GoFundMe money for me to get a new leg or a better leg or to fix my leg because it was stinky or something. I have no idea, any idea what that was about.
I just like in the background, you can hear Pete just start to giggle like, what are they doing? Wait, they're doing a fundraiser for your leg?
Because it's stinky or something.
You just hear Pete go,
I know, it's so good. The fact that he grabbed onto that's genius. I love that.
It was just a way to cross-promote and talk about Camp Twin Lakes and then say if we were going to ever have one.
We would do it for Kimmer and his leg.
Which there's nothing wrong with Kimmer's leg, but it seemed to touch people.
It did. It grabbed you.
Dig deep
you can't
for Kimmer's leg.
And Kimmer was a good sport, and I appreciate it.
Yes, do appreciate it.
Love the Kimmer.
Yeah, me too. Listen 3 to 6 every afternoon. And if you have an extra $1 too. Give it to Kimmer.
There's nothing wrong with it.
So he can get that new leg. It's just he don't want a stinky leg. Who wants? I mean, of all things in the world, nobody wants a stinky leg.
That was a dance like 20 years ago. The stanky leg.
Stanky leg. Yes, that's right. Do the stanky leg. What was that song? I forget. Anyway, I remember that being huge with the baseball kids because they would play it between games.
We need video of the Kimmer doing the stanky leg now.
Yes.
That's how we tie a bow on this.
With his new leg.
Yes.
When he gets it.
He's got one with a hoof on the end of it.
That's right.
Increases vertical.
That's right. Absolutely right.
I got a hoof down here, Pete. Look.
So I understand Dre grabbed some sound from Dr. Connor, who was Biden's physician, took the fifth yesterday. And the American people just want transparency. We just want to know what was going on. Right. He took the fifth after he said his name. This wasn't a criminal hearing and nothing. Maybe it needs to be because he took it so early. Just seems like a lot there, Dre.
Yeah, and I think it's always important to go straight to the source when you have a story like this because I kept seeing videos that, there was this behind closed doors deposition, but I didn't see any of the source video. So I went and found that source video, and I really... this guy's a doctor, a man of medicine. He was treating the most powerful man in the world. You would expect a little bit of professionalism.
Yeah.
And I was just aghast at his response to the questioning.
There will be one staff counsel per side asking the questions during each round. To the extent members have questions for the witness, they will be propounded during their side's respective rounds. Do you understand?
I plead the fifth.
The clock will stop if the witness needs to confer with counsel when your counsel is speaking and when members or staff are speaking during the opposing side's rounds of questions. We will alternate back and forth until there are no more questions. Do you understand?
No, but I can tell you that I plead the fifth.
Let the record reflect that Dr. O'Connor has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Dr. O'Connor, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
There. I said there are so many amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America. I can only choose one. I can only choose one. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Did you?
That is from 20 years ago and to this day. Hilarious.
It's the first thought I had when I saw. If I see Fifth Amendment anywhere,
that entire skit of being in front of Congress and.
No, just one. I'm taking the fifth. Dude, Dave Chappelle, absolute genius, was so far ahead of his time with Chappelle's show and continues to this day to be ahead of his time. We've talked about how important comedy is, and I think that gets looked over, man. I really do. People do not understand the mind of comics. They see the world in such a different way, and they verbalize it, and obviously it comes out funny. But they take the real things that are happening in life and put it right in your face, and you can't overlook it. You can't just look away from it. They make you contend with what's happening around you.
To me, what comedy does is exposes hypocrisy, and you just start laughing.
You can't help it.
The things that we accept that are so out there. To think that we had a doctor who decided, I'm going to plead the fifth here, not because he had conducted some crazy medical experiments, not because he did something as far as prescribing stuff he shouldn't. He just happened to be the person who said, Biden's fine.
And now we know.
And that was enough to be like, fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Dude, there's so many.
What criminality was he really involved in? But he was like,
No, but that's the thing. He is protecting himself for what's coming down the road because he knows this is just the beginning, these hearings. And so maybe he's playing it the smart way. Maybe he's playing the wise way, protect his license, whatever it is. He knows this is just the beginning. And what comes after this is going to be disastrous for someone. And he don't want it to be him. So when they asked him his name, he said my name. And then after that, he said, I don't know if you actually saw it, but I did. It was where he said, I'm not a lawyer. So all I can do is take the advice of my lawyers.
I've said this many times on this radio station. I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to play one right now. It's kind of a very similar way that I go about it. Or as I like to refer to Tug, I will always say, as your therapist, Tug.
That's right.
I highly suggest you do this.
That's right. As the Oracle of Atlanta, I would like for you to know this is the route I think you should
my
take.
suggestion for you.
Tug and Los until 10. Getting started with some laughter early on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. 6 o'clock hours brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. When we continue, Jasmine Crockett. Couldn't really tell if Joe Biden was okay or not for one specific reason. Next on Extra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to Extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Friday, July 11th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the rubber game of their 3-game series with the Athletics last night in extra innings, 5-4, the final in 11. On the bright side, Spencer Strider was outstanding after an early 3-run homer. He goes 6 2/3, striking out 11 and allowing just those 3 runs. The Braves will close out the first half with a 3-game series beginning tonight in St. Louis against the Cardinals. First pitch is set for 8:15. You can hear the game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. And March Madness could be getting madder as the NCAA is exploring raising the field from the current number of 68 to 72 or 76 teams. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
So the Braves are preparing. Major League Baseball is preparing. They're preparing for all these people to come to the ballpark for the All-Star. It's going to be incredible, man. It's going to be so much fun. The people that come down here, they're going to see a great facility and everything's going to be functioning properly, just because they've taken the time. They've been meticulous about making sure that everything is just so. You see Chuck over at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, he does the same thing. He and his team help you prepare for the summer heat with your home. Meticulous preparation and maintenance, doing the upkeep, so you don't have to start from a negative place and work all the way to good. You're already there. You're on level, and anything goes wrong, it's a quick fix. It's easy because you've prepared. And I want you to do that by calling Central Heating and Air Conditioning at 770-GET-HEAT or going to centralheat.com and inviting Chuck and his team out to your house to do that maintenance on your HVAC system so they last as long as they can. When you have lots of guests over to your house, then everybody is going to stay cool while you hang out, while you have dinner, while you watch maybe a ball game. Whatever it is you got in the plans, be prepared, just like they are here where we're broadcasting from today. So make sure you call 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. Get a maintenance agreement. $10 from each agreement goes to Skyland Trail. That is a great organization in Atlanta, providing expert and evidence-based treatment for people facing mental health challenges. Find that path to recovery. Work with Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
Compact outside, the all-electric EQB 250 Plus SUV is big on space, style, and smart ideas. With available seating for 7, a digital voice assistant, and MB navigation with electric intelligence, the EQB is born from a forward-thinking family and built for yours. Get an exceptional offer on the all-electric 2025 EQB 250 Plus SUV. Just $359 per month for 36 months with $49.53 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the Mercedes-Benz Dream Days sales event at RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, extended through July 31st. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through July 31st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Hi, this is Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine. Did you know that we have world-class entertainment right here in our own backyard?
Thanks, Tara. You're right. I am Emily Shipp, the director of the Dallas Theater and Civic Center, and we have something for the entire family. From hysterical comedians, incredible concerts, and engaging stage productions, our full show season is packed with must-see performances. And best of all at affordable prices. And we're more than just great shows. Our education department offers classes and workshops for ages 7 through adults. Along with the Dallas Theater, the Civic Center is available for private rentals like weddings, receptions, recitals, professional events, and so much more. Visit DallasTheaterGA.com as well as our social media to view our season schedule, register for classes, or book your next event today.
Wow, Emily, affordable entertainment, education, and celebrations. Check it out, friends. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Extra 106.3 is live on your ride home with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder from 3 to 6 p.m.
Apparently somebody told me that site, you guys know, Pornhub or whatever that
Xvideo? Pornhub?
I forgot what the name of it is now requiring people to sign up.
What name are you using?
I've not signed up for anything in that area. I'm afraid.
What's your username going to be?
I don't have a user.
The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Friday, thank God it's Friday. Glad that you're here. 404-741-1230 and Extra 106.3 across the social media platforms. That's Jasmine Crockett. She's something else. Boy, she's a joy. She just seems like somebody, like on a Friday night, that's who I want to hang out with. Somebody like Jasmine Crockett.
This is encouraging because we're now seeing the Democrats, they're having to find like their next wave. Like we've joked around about J.D. Vance is part of that next wave.
No question.
And Ron DeSantis, and here's what it's going to be. And then we even have in the social media sphere, like the Charlie Kirks of the world. Like that guy did a lot to go around hit college campuses and have people talking about these issues. You think about the persistence in Pennsylvania. Like, that dude was registering Republicans all over the place. So it's that next wave of youth. Well, I now give you Jasmine Crockett. Now, the big lie that's coming out of the Democrat side is, look what she's doing to John Cornyn in the polls in Texas. She's going to be the next Democrat senator.
Yeah.
It's because Ken Paxton's winning that seat.
Right.
Okay? This is what the numbers say. But I want to play you this piece of audio, and it's from this perspective. The Democrats didn't think enough of Jasmine Crockett for the last 4 years to let her in on the joke, to let her in on the info. Now you're like, Los, what is the joke? Take a listen, I'll tell you.
Do you have concerns about the president's health and his mental acuity?
No.
None whatsoever?
I had none. Now, granted, I didn't see Joe Biden every single day, but I did have an opportunity to interact with the president. I never had a concern. If there's anyone that I am concerned about their mental acuity, it is the current occupant.
What's the joke? That Joe Biden is normal.
Yeah. He was just fine.
Everyone on the inside knew.
Of course.
Everyone getting regular updates. Anyone with regular interactions knew.
Jake Tapper knew. They all knew.
They knew.
Everybody knew.
Like, if we go
Poor
back.
Jasmine. She must feel left out.
Jasmine Crockett's the one who's sitting back being like, how did I not have enough access to know? Now, this is altering within the Democrat Party. Now, this is now turning into, hey, we're going to have to let you know where all the bodies are buried if you're going to keep moving up in this world. But just know, this is one of that part of that civil war we talk about. They're trying to figure out what's the next wave of leadership. And I heard Jesse Kelly bring up something. It was early on in his show, and it did get me to kind of pondering stuff out where I was like, man, that's a really good point. It's in 6 o'clock hour. Go back and check out 6 o'clock hour Jesse Kelly show. He said, you take a look at what happens when it comes to primaries. And the numbers are always pretty much normal. When it comes to Republicans, somewhere between 10 and about 25% of Republicans take part in primaries, whereas 50% of Democrats do. And so what it's doing is it's artificially pushing the Democrats into more extreme views because their voters are more and more extreme. Whereas, wouldn't we like more conservative, more, if we had 50% of Republicans showing up and saying, hey, about these issues, I need you to be even more conservative when it comes to it. So that's that civil war. That the Democrat voter is much more out there, much more socialist, much more communist in general than their leadership. And they're trying to push that next group of people that they believe will be that.
And I think they'll succeed. And you can see the success that they're having. Look at what happens around the country and what those politicians are all saying. They're all starting to march in line. They're all starting to come together. You even had Bill Clinton, who was notably a centrist Democrat, as a president, coming out and endorsing Mamdani, who is a communist in New York City. So even the people that are, maybe legacy leadership, they're even trending that way with those voters.
So the interesting part for me, and this was from CNN, they had an analyst and they were talking about, the idea of somebody who's more socialist, more communist. And I think the analyst, and I'll see if I can go back and find the audio. I threw it in my email and was like, I'll get around to it. Maybe we'll do a part in the show. I won't make the show. We got other things. And the part that he was bringing up was, if we start going down this road, it's like, that's fine. We can't be telling people we're going down this road. You can't pretend to be Democrat while also being socialist. You can't pretend to be Democrat while also being communist. And and as he's putting it, if you were electing these people, you can kiss national elections goodbye. Yeah, in New York, you can probably get away with this. In San Francisco, you can get away with this. But the flyover states have zero interest in this stuff.
Dude, the word communist is like kryptonite to Superman. That's why, and that's what I give Neil Bortz credit for. He was like, I can't say that. I feel like people just dismiss me automatically. But where we are now, it's the Democrats who are saying, hey, we can't use it because it won't work in the flyover states. And I found, oh my gosh, who is this? I found I know the cut you're talking about when they're physically saying, do you feel like that there's room for socialists and just everyday Democrats? And he was like, no. Absolutely not. And crazy enough, dude, I don't know if you saw it yesterday where John Kerry came out and said, Donald Trump's right. John Kerry. The crazy man did he run for president in 2004? Does that sound right?
John Kerry was the opponent for George W. Bush in 2004.
And then ultimately became Secretary of State. He's on his climate mission, whatever that is, and it's full of crap. Man, nobody listens to him because he's been telling you that the world was going to be just a flood for the last 20 years. But even John Kerry said the Democrat Party has this and has gotten this wrong. Donald Trump was right. The border was wide open. And now we are facing the consequences of it. Now, I don't know what John Kerry's angle is because he hates Donald Trump. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but it seems to be something along the lines of this, where Dean Phillips says, there's not room for both. And maybe John Kerry's trying to do that again. Hey, we can't be open border socialist communists. We have to at least appear to be regular Democrats.
And let's lay out the profile. Dean Phillips is from Minnesota and has been sitting on a number of committee chairs for a long time within the Democrat Party before moving on. And he's the one from Minnesota going, you can't go down that road. Can't sell that to the American public.
And he's in a state that has bought it hook, line, and sinker by and large. I mean, if you look at what is happening in Minneapolis and just that area where people have fully embraced socialism and communism in that, he's from that, sees it, and realizes they can't use it.
All right, so this audio is from CNN. You're going to have the anchor asking him about, again, that idea of Mamdani in New York and the rise of socialism and communism and now it being one and the same with the Democrat Party. And is that tent, what is it Scott Jennings told us? On one side you have the communists, on one side you have the socialists.
Yeah, it's not a very big tent.
Take a listen to what Dean Phillips has to say about, we're just openly bringing in communists.
Is there room for you and Mamdani in the Democratic Party?
I think it's a fine question. I think it's one that many Republicans have been asking about, whether there's room for traditional conservatives in a party now led by MAGA Republicans like Donald Trump. The answer ultimately, I think, is no. We do share many of the same values. In fact, most Americans share a lot of the same values. But as a political party, yes, you want diversity. You want some differences of opinion, perspective, life story, politics, and experience. But when you have socialists in the Democratic Party, I don't know how anybody could argue that would be beneficial for the party or for the country. Therein lies the great challenge. Same thing on the right, Omar. Is MAGA the future of the Republican Party? If it is,
yes,
there is going to be a new, grand, successful third party in America because the overwhelming majority of Americans want neither far left or far right politics. They want decency, they want common sense, competency, and cooperation. And no party right now is elevating candidates who represent those ideals.
You have to weave through the BS.
All right, let's start off with the very first thing off the top. Your party is already there. He's trying to pretend like it's not. Like, well, these are different things, and we are not in line with this. You can't explain why the voting's going the way it is unless your party's already turned that way. And now what he's missing out on, are you kidding? MAGA's actually to the left of most conservatives.
That's right. Donald Trump is more a centrist.
More a centrist than anything we have on that part of the conservative movement.
He's more centrist than I am.
Yes.
I'm definitely to the right of Donald Trump.
Now, economically, it's pretty aggressive when it comes to what he's going at.
Sure.
And that's the beauty of his aggressive nationalism. But just the fact that man stepped on, the party platform at 2016 and said, hey, we're adopting these areas as well. You better get on board. Yeah, the traditional conservative went, that guy is more centrist than they are. So to be painted as like it's far right.
Oh, I know.
Okay, good luck with that.
Yeah. Did you see the voting in 2024? Because I don't know if you noticed he's
fairly certain he just murdered the entire field.
And it's all those people are not far right extremists. That was the tactic that Joe Biden and the party took, and it failed. Just like old Dean Phillips is going to fail with this. All right, when we continue on Extra 106.3, the reason CNN stays afloat is due to a nightly beating that takes place. Next on Extra 106.3.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
There's no better place to be than Truist Park this summer, especially when the Braves face the Yankees and the Giants. July 18th through the 23rd. On July 20th, the first 3,000 kids will receive a copy of the Goodnight Braves Fans children's book. And then on July 21st, the first 15,000 fans will receive a Braves rope hat, presented by Napa. Visit Braves.com/promos to check out more giveaways and fun at Truist Park.
Acuna strikes one to deep right field on the rise. Carroll turns around. There's some smoke right into the chop out.
And fans can enjoy any of these games during the week with the T-Mobile Summer Steal deal. With the Summer Steal, you can choose from one of 3 seating locations for any regular season game, weekends included, and receive a ticket, snack, and a drink for as low as $30. Or if you prefer something different, you can choose any menu item up to $12. Visit Braves.com/steal to purchase your tickets today. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Iran, a nation that vowed to wipe Israel and the United States off the map, remains a threat to Israel. The onslaught of missiles targeting hospitals, schools, and nursing homes was not by accident. Day after day, night after night, Israelis face relentless and unprecedented attacks that killed dozens of innocent civilians. Thousands have fled bombed-out homes. Many still require intensive medical care, and these attacks are only the start of something that could be much, much worse. Hopefully, we'll have a lasting peace, but your urgently needed gift to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews will help provide wide-scale food distribution along with critical first aid and emergency supplies, especially to Israel's most vulnerable, the sick, the elderly, children, and families. Your gift today will help place new bomb shelters across Israel, along with first responder flak jackets and armored emergency vehicles. Now is the time to save and heal Israel's innocent, the most vulnerable. Rush your gift now to 888-488-IFCJ, 888-488-IFCJ, or online at ifcj.org.
I'm Ashley DeVorkin with the Fox Celebrity Profile with MasterChef Dynamic Duos team Kayla Mitchell and Ryan Kate Brandenburg, who became friends on MasterChef Junior.
When Kayla and I were paired to make a sausage dish, that partnership was the first dynamic duo of us.
They have great memories from the show.
Getting the opportunity to have met and cooked with people from all walks of life, meeting Ryan Kate and having her be one of my greatest friends years later, when the opportunity called to do this again, I was like, I have to do this.
Both kept working on their cooking skills.
I learned so much and I took that knowledge and I wanted to perfect my craft. I started teaching cooking classes to kids locally through my elementary school, and I helped out with birthday parties.
What have you learned about working together as a team thanks to dynamic duos?
I think we've worked really well together because we're not afraid to give each other constructive criticism.
Ashley DeVorkin, Fox News.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Van Sant Law, vansantlaw.com.
Protesters clash with ICE agents in California. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. It happened during one of at least 2 large-scale raids in the region. Immigration agents had arrest warrants for allegedly illegal workers at a state-licensed marijuana farm in Camarillo, California.
The crowd runs as canisters of gas hit the ground off Laguna Road, where protesters have been facing off with Homeland Security officers carrying out an operation at a local farm. Federal personnel using gas to push back protesters who've gotten word of the operation. Cherokee County Fire confirming their units were dispatched to provide medical aid along the road for people who'd called 911 after getting hit with the gas or rubber bullets.
Fox 11 LA's Christina Gonzalez. Secretary of State Rubio has met with his Chinese counterpart at an Asia summit in Malaysia.
There are always going to be issues that we disagree on. I think there's some areas of potential cooperation.
Without discussing any particular dates in mind, he says there is a high probability of a meeting between President Trump and China's President Xi. The Trump administration is blocking immigrants in the country illegally and undocumented kids from several government programs.
Several federal agencies are taking steps to prevent immigrants living illegally in the country from accessing federal benefits, including Head Start, family planning, mental health and substance abuse support, and workforce development grants. grants. The White House says it is the biggest step in 30 years to protect taxpayer-funded benefits for American citizens and will preserve $40 billion. President Trump signed an executive order in February requiring administration officials to identify all federally funded programs allowing undocumented immigrants to obtain benefits, saying at the time there is a compelling government interest to remove incentives for illegal immigration. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
President Trump is expected to meet with first responders and grieving families today in Kerrville, Texas, a week after flash flooding that's killed at least 120 people. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry. Terry! Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Coffee, keys, and extra 1063. That's how I get to work and home.
Good Lord, it's Friday. I know it's Friday because I'm here in Unskinny Bot by Poison. That's a Jure special. He always fires it up. And you know, because at the end of the week, look, you're so happy it's Friday, but you're taking a couple shots, take a couple punches, you're powering through. You're doing the best you can, and you just want to make it through. And that's what we want to be for you. We want to be that which is what Los had to do the other day. Just carry me across the finish line on your shoulders. That's what we want to do for you.
I hope that by the time you make it to wherever your destination is, mentally, wherever you sit, wherever you chill, in your mind, it's Bret Michaels doing a little wiggle dance in front of a microphone.
That's right.
And there's two neon girls next to him, left and right side, dancing with him.
That's right.
That's when you know, like, I'm in a good head place.
Let's go! Heck yeah. And I don't know if there's any cover bands playing in Metro Atlanta that plays like old school 80s hair metal.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm looking for.
Guardians of the Jukebox.
Yes, great. They played recently at Mad Life, I believe.
They're always around.
Yeah, and maybe even downtown Woodstock. I saw on social media maybe last weekend, I think. But that's the thing. That's what I want tonight. That's what I would like to have. Just go find me a back deck to sit on somewhere, and order up some, something to eat. Get you a nice strong drink and rock out to. So you know what I mean? Dude, if that doesn't help you, there is no help for you. If that don't light your fire, your wood's wet. I'm just telling you, this is the way to wind down your weekend. If you've not done it, if you've not thought about it, maybe you should consider it.
So Friday, that'll be today.
Okay.
Cumming City Center, Audio Vault delivers an electrifying performance, bringing the 80s and 90s to life.
Freaking go.
On Saturday, the 12th, tomorrow, the ultimate Garth Brooks tribute takes you on a journey through the best hits of time.
I wonder if he plays any Chris Gaines.
No, because nobody knows what that is. Nobody has any idea. I mean, people might recognize that was the alter ego. Nobody would know one song. I don't know one song.
So that's what you get. You get Audio Vault.
Yes.
And then you get the ultimate Garth Brooks tribute tomorrow.
Cumming City Center has it figured out.
The Lou Saab Amphitheater.
Buddy. Because I don't think people realize how close some of these formats are. You know what I mean? Like, the people that are in country music now are so influenced by that style of music, and you can hear it in some of the guitar playing that is in country music these days. So the fact that Garth Brooks is right next to an 80s and 90s cover band makes perfect sense to me, and I love it. So maybe that could be on the docket this evening, Front Office Lows. I don't know what y'all are doing, but
I know we have a sleepover going.
Oh, so it might be
but
tough.
That's fine. We're supposed to have a trip to the pool.
Yep.
Doug, if you're interested in a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock trip to the pool, hang out a few hours, enjoy some AC.
maybe something there.
We'll see what happens from there.
Maybe
Just see you two just in your bed. Come down to the basement.
Come down to the basement. Feel how cool it is down here.
Amazing. Down.
What's the dude that did it for you?
Oh, Brant.
Look, I want you to feel Brant's work.
Soft pellet ice just dripping from the ceiling.
Just everywhere. Just everywhere.
Well, he texted me. He's like, hey, Friday. It's like, oh, I'm so looking forward to it. Now, if he happens to text me and say that, hey, we're running late or we had some sort of issue, well, might be dead to me. I don't know. Might sound a little extreme. This is like telling me Christmas suddenly is 2 days later.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Sorry, Christmas didn't come. The Grinch stole it. We're going to get it back in a couple of days.
You'll get it on the 27th. What? Huh?
This goes right along with what you're talking about. Just people that have been listening for a long time and spend a lot of time with us. And because Jeray brought up your soft pellet ice, that representation of true wealth. Listen to what Ron sent me a note.
Okay.
Listener Ron, he says, I'm not sure I'm a 4-hour listener, but I might be a 3-hour. I don't know if that gets me in the pot to win that crushed ice maker or not.
I did see that Lowe's might have a good design for a 3-hour club fanny pack.
The fanny pack. It just says 3-hour club.
Yeah.
You, sir, get a fanny pack, Ron.
We'll get him one. Yes, we will. We'll figure out something.
Just has a little extra logo on it.
3-hour club.
3-hour club fanny pack.
And 4-hour club, you get the full-on ice maker. It's it's wonderful.
Put that extra hour inside the fanny pack, carry it around.
That's right.
Get to it when you can.
Yeah, that's right. All you have to do is prove. Just listen on the app within 24 hours specifically.
I'm just glad that more people have come around because when they started hearing me, they thought I was like mocking ice makers. And no, soft pellet ice maker is one of the signs of, wow, they're doing well. Because they're paying attention to a little bit extra detail in their lives.
Because that's what it's all. It's always the little things, right? It's when you go to a place, let's say you go to a nice hotel, and all the little things are done, and you notice it. You can't help but notice it. It's the little things that really do make an experience worth having. It's if they get the big things wrong, they're not going to be in business long. But when they do the finite things, when they do the detail work, that's when they pay attention to the detail. That's when things, I think, are so elevated. And that's kind of along the line of what you're talking about.
I'll give you an example. Now, I don't have a pool. I've got the neighborhood pool. But if I ever had a pool, I would probably just have a regular pool, right? But my neighbor would have the pool with the LED lights. Now, LED lights, we're not talking about anything crazy.
Yeah.
But man, when you got those things going on
cool.
that, it looks nice. Yeah. It looks inviting. It changes the whole mood of the pool. Me, I don't have LED lights. That's a little bit extra that shows wealth.
And then when
comfort,
you throw in a JBL on the side of the pool, rocking Unskinny Bop with those
with the lights going.
Yes. Dude, you want to talk about a good time?
You might think to yourself, that's not that big of a deal. In fact, man, you got the saltwater pool. They got the regular pool. And I'm going to be like, we got lights and JBL going over there.
Exactly right. They got Brett Michaels singing loud and they're pouring drinks. Look, I want to be over there. Let me join that party. That's where I want to be.
Comfort.
We listened to the whole thing, man. I wouldn't stop you. I'd listen to the whole thing. I was reading that the numbers are embarrassing for MSNBC and for CNN.
The key demo is really rough.
95,000 people. And 105 on CNN. 95 MSNBC, 105 on CNN.
Now, their key demo is, I think, especially now, it was 25 to 54. It's now kind of expanded 25-64. And in 25 to 64, all people, 90,000 in the country.
Unreal, dude.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
For MSNBC?
Yeah.
90,000.
95, but
95,000.
Still right there. I mean,
good. Again, in the key demo, this is the moneymaker.
In the most important demo where people are supposed to be listening, that's where the advertisers are looking to speak to those people. CNN, 105,000. The reason CNN even has that is a man named Scott Jennings. We reference Scott all the time. He wipes the floor with the entire panel. And he goes through so many. He knows the issues inside and out. And to my knowledge, he's not even necessarily a Trump guy. He just sees it for what it is. Trump is winning. Because he didn't work. I mean, he's never worked for Trump. He worked for George W. Bush back in the day. So it's not like he's a MAGA Republican. That title doesn't necessarily go along with him. I know anybody that watches CNN from the other political persuasion probably believes that he is, but he just calls it like it is. And listen to some of this stuff, especially with work and legal status requirements. When it comes to Scott Jennings, this is the only reason they stay afloat.
And the Republican ethos is encouraging work. The Democratic ethos is encouraging government dependence. There's nothing politically devastating about trying to bar 1.4 million illegal aliens from getting welfare. There's nothing politically devastating about encouraging 4.8 million people who choose not to work to try to work a little in order to get government benefits. And they did in the Senate install a $50 billion fund for rural hospitals, which was something he also raised concerns about. So I don't agree with his political analysis, nor does virtually every other Republican who helped to craft and ultimately pass this bill. And I think Republicans ought to lean into these things. Work requirements are good. Encouraging work instead of welfare is a good thing, and it will work in campaigns. Democrats have become the party of exploding government benefit programs during COVID, vastly expanding Medicaid beyond what it was ever intended to do, and then saying, gee whiz, now people are trying to take things away.
Do you think people like healthcare, though? Do you think people like healthcare?
Do you think people they like healthcare. I don't think they like the system we live under, which is not a Republican system. It's Obamacare, which exploded premiums and has vastly expanded the welfare state.
There is no question.
You guys are conflating two populations, and it's not my conjecture. Just ask the CBO. Everybody likes to cite the CBO. The CBO's own numbers.
Typically.
4.8 million. Well, I'm going to cite them because they tend to be popular, at least in here. 4.8 million people on Medicaid who choose not to work. That's not my going out and counting. That's the CBO. 1.4
I mean, but
million
Scott, have you ever? There are so many.
There is a population.
So the point is that he chooses the 80% issue every time and waxes the floor with every Democrat because they choose the 20%. Like he was talking about, it's not like an extremist view to say you should probably do some work to earn the benefits that the American people are affording you. And every discussion, every topic that they discussed, he had the 80%, they had the 20%. And that's the only reason that they have 105,000, that putrid number of people actually watching.
I still remember when I was a kid how controversial it was. And there was some guy named Newt Gingrich that was also saying, no, it sounds like a great idea to have Bill Clinton and the Democrats talking about a work requirement for welfare and welfare reform. And growing up in San Antonio, you know, obviously there's parts of that town that are very not well off. And the mentality was, well, how much is that going to hurt in the future in a Democrat city when you actually have to work or try to work? In this case, it was you have to seek out work to get welfare. Now it's suddenly unpopular.
Right.
That you might have to volunteer somewhere for 20 hours. What is it, in a month?
Yeah, in a month. 20 hours.
In order to receive these benefits.
And that excludes people with children. That excludes people with disabilities.
Yes.
It excludes people that would be a challenge to.
It's the able-bodied American.
That's all we're asking. What? How? Explain to me how that is an extreme view.
And that's what Jennings' point is.
And that's why he wins every argument, and that's the only reason CNN has anybody watching.
Now, the illegals that are on there, as he's pointing those out, which immediately, there's no illegals on here. Okay, well, the CBO says there are. You know what? If there aren't, well, then what's the big deal?
That's right. Shouldn't be no problem.
It's no problem. Hey, it's in the legislation. It's completely unnecessary. What's the big deal? What happens when those people are suddenly off, and now the able-bodied people actually have to go to work? Because there's video after video now of able-bodied people with a multitude of children. They're like, you're going to do this. I'm like, you got kids, lady. It's not going to happen to you.
Right.
Yeah. Like, how about the person who just happens to be sitting at home and doing what I'm doing, playing MLB The Show like all day long, and I don't want to go to work?
Well, and how do you afford MLB The Show or a platform to play it on?
Because our version of poor in America is different than everyone else's.
That's there. And let me tell you, I saw that up close, and I know it's been 20 plus years since I was in the military, but you saw poverty. And I've given this example, it's probably been a while, so I'll throw it out there again. We would have to remove the trash, right? When we're in port. We'd have to take the trash that we accumulated and created and get rid of it. And there would be these little bitty flat bottom boats with usually 2 people inside, and they would pull up beside, and it was probably about a 8-foot drop from where we would drop the bags of garbage into the little small boats, and they would take it off for us. They would earn whatever the money is. But the craziest thing you've ever seen, Los, is when those bags would hit those small little boats. They didn't wait. They were tearing through it trying to find anything. That's poverty.
American capitalism, and only American capitalism, has created a scenario where today we can have 300-pound people that are poor. Now
that was a sign of incredible wealth way back when.
Way back when it was, how robust are you? That's a show of how much you're able to eat, how well you're taken care of.
How much you have.
Now everyone can complain about, well, this is all the food they have access to. This doesn't happen in countries where there's real poverty.
It doesn't.
The 300-pound poor person.
No, they're all rail thin.
So when you start talking about changes to these programs, and Scott Jennings is, and these are not, in my opinion, totalitarian or mean or whatever word you want to use to describe them. Hey, I'm going to require you to volunteer 20 hours a month in order to get this as an able-bodied American without kids or a disability. What exactly is wrong with that?
Nothing that I can tell. Supreme Court says that Donald Trump was able to limit birthright citizenship. There's going to be a discussion had about that. They're able to limit injunctions to stop every executive order that he has. But there was loopholes, and those loopholes are being exploited, much like a couple of the justices actually pointed out, Los.
Yeah, as of now, you have Judge LaPlante. This is somebody that is out of, I think it's New Hampshire, if I remember correctly. Now, he ended up going around the nationwide ban, the injunction, nationwide injunctions. You can't do them. The Supreme Court had already said this is not going to be legal, cannot be done. He declared that anyone on earth deprived of U.S. citizenship is part of a class in order to reinstate. Like, if you're in the if you're a foreigner and you've been deprived of U.S. citizenship, well, then you're a class of people that has a complaint.
That's the bastardization of our political system.
Yes, it is. Now, here's the weird part about this, because you're going to say, leftist, activist, judge, what is he doing? And this is more about telling you how this works. This is a Bush-era appointee under George W. Bush. This is really about, when it comes to a lot of these judges, they look at Donald Trump just like much of the deep state does. It's temporary.
Think about Mike Pence, another one.
They look at it as we will be here long after he's gone. Whatever he's done here, we'll be able to write it out. The question is, what did you do to try and stop him in order for you to stay in polite society? So the next time that Judge LaPlante is in D.C., he wants to rub elbows with all of these people and talk about all the great things they're doing for society. Well, they're going to ask him, hey, what did you do? Well, I went ahead and ruled this way.
I'm the one that slapped that injunction back in there.
I'm the one who took care of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not about, I've got to go ahead and stop Trump. Yeah, no, that's a part of it. It's showing people that you're in the club, even though you know that your ruling will not stand up.
No, it's going to fall. Absolutely is. But it's almost like those people that wear the mask. It's part of the uniform. It's part of the costume. Hey, I'm part of the club.
I have to show you my card every now and then to make sure that I still have access to the club. And my card is, look what I did to stop stuff. I know it didn't work. I know it wasn't going to.
But you can't say I didn't try.
But you can't say I didn't try. And I'm planning on being here for another 20, 25 years.
I'm just, I can't wait to see this get knocked down, just like all of them have up until this point. This one will too, just like Los is telling you. And I can't wait to see it.
How can you have the idea that there needs to be a protected class of people that are non-U.S. citizens and they've been deprived of U.S. citizenship, right. Hence they are need to be a protected class?
Think about the hoops you have to jump through to believe that.
Mentally.
To buy that. It's insane. Try that in any other country. They would laugh you out of the room.
That is some legal wrangling that's going to last for, 48, 72 hours before it's gone.
That's right. A former Trump strategist says finish off the left for good. Of course, politically speaking, you know how they are. They'll take this as a call to violence. That's not what we do. Violence. It's violence. That's right. We don't want any part of that. We let them own that, and they do very well. Talk about it next on Extra 106.3.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape, and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Sports stars and entertainment stars collide at MLB All-Star Saturday with two star-studded baseball events. First, the All-Star Futures Game, where baseball's rising stars show off their skills on the game's biggest stage. Then it's All-Star Celebrity Softball, where MLB legends and pop culture icons bring the fun. Catch all the stars at MLB All-Star Saturday, July 12th at Truist Park. Tickets available now at allstargame.com. MLB trademarks used with permission.
This is Tom with The Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
It's July 11th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Cheer Up the Lonely Day. We all know someone who may be having a tough time, so today is meant to remind us to reach out and tell that person we're thinking about them and that they're not alone. While not a substitute for those suffering from clinical mental health issues, every little act of kindness or thoughtfulness can help. Also on this date, in 1804, the infamous duel took place between then Vice President Aaron Burr and Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton. The two had been long-time political rivals, which boiled over into the pair meeting in Weehawken, New Jersey, for pistols at dawn. Burr would fatally wound Hamilton, who fired into a tree behind Burr. Hamilton would succumb to his wounds the next day. Forever vilified for killing Hamilton, Burr would never hold another high political office after his tenure as vice president ended. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Friday, July 11th. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game events begin today, starting with a block party at the Battery and the HBCU Swingman Classic this evening at Truist Park. Events are planned throughout the weekend. The MLB is also unveiling legacy all-star projects around Atlanta, including a major renovation at Cobb County's Ryan Park softball complex, a sensory lounge for baseball fans with special needs at Truist Park, and a Warrior Fitness trailer to support veterans at Camp Southern Ground in Fayetteville and others. Traffic is expected to be heavier throughout the weekend, so allow more time to get around town. A 25-year veteran Forsyth County firefighter is looking for help on social media. Chris Stansel is seeking a living kidney donor with the help of Piedmont Hospital. He was diagnosed with a stage 4 kidney disease due to a genetic condition. You can learn more about how to help on the Piedmont Living Donor website. And Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is continuing to audit Georgia's voter rolls. Cancellation mailers have been sent out to 470,000 people who were categorized as inactive for the 2022 and 2024 elections. It could result in the largest voter purge in state history. Today's weather cloudy with the possibility of light showers that should keep the temperatures no higher than the mid-80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10, 7 o'clock hour, brought to you by Van Sant Law Group. If you're in an accident, make the right call. VanSantLaw.com. And it's kind of slacked off now, but in the middle of the last segment, the rain came down. I mean, I could hear it physically through the roof of the building. It was so heavy.
Loud and
it
heavy.
was such a heavy rain.
Love that sound.
But that's Jeray and I were just talking about this, Los. Do you love it? I love sleeping when it rains.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Dude, there's nothing better.
A hug for your ears.
Me and my sweet wife, we lived in a trailer, a mobile home, for 2 years that my mom and daddy had owned. It was passed down from my grandfather, just some property north side of town. We were renting, and we wanted to buy our first condo. And so we needed to save some money.
I love y'all's origin story.
Well, but this is all, man. This is a real deal. When I goof about living in a trailer or my mama buying a trailer, she moved from the house that I grew up in, which was a probably 70s or late 60s style ranch brick home in Dalton, Georgia. And she moved to Loganville, bought her a trailer because that's what makes her happy. I'm like, great. If that's what makes you happy, that's what I want you to have. But they had this one, and it had an old trailer on it. And it had a tin roof.
Yes.
My daddy and my uncle built a front porch on this thing. Dude, there is nothing better than listening to a rain on a tin roof. It sounds like a country song, I know, but it's the truth. There is nothing that will put you to sleep like rain on a tin roof.
I've loved that we've basically had a home where we kind of like Well, it's a little bit country. Like before the house we lived in, kind of a similar scenario, backed up to a creek.
Yeah.
And so you kind of got like this feeling of nature no matter what when you were in your master bedroom.
Gosh, so good.
And so it
hearing
was
them
so
crickets
cool
at night
to see like the trees kind of blow around in the wind a little bit and the rain's coming down. Like that was always very soothing. The only time I was ever worried about is when it was like a 50 or 60 mile an hour wind. In that case, I would get up and go look.
That scares most everybody.
But
especially if you're in a trailer.
If you tell me I get like a nice rain in the evening, oh yeah,
dude.
You ever try to use the apps for sleeping or anything? Any white noise?
My wife hates white noise.
Yeah,
really? Yeah, she cannot stand it. Like I will flip on. We have our bedroom, master bathroom, but there's a small bathroom that comes off the living room. And occasionally I would just flip on that little fan because it wasn't loud enough. It was just barely loud enough for me to hear it, but it was that white noise. Mm-hmm. And Laura's like, you got to turn that off. She says, I can't go to sleep. It drives me crazy.
I have a weird ability to have radio osmosis. So I will put on a show, and typically if I nap, I try to get in a quick nap for like 90 minutes and then go and work out.
Same here.
So typically that's like the end of Glenn Beck, the very start of Clay and Buck, and by like 12:30 I'm up, and then let's go listen to the show and do the thing. So I believe I listened to the first part of the show while half asleep.
That's great.
And I'm kind of like in my mind, I'm going, did they just bring up Jasmine Crockett? Oh, that's weird. And then like my dreams start shooting off from there. Great. And so
it happened to me yesterday because I do the same thing. I do it with some YouTube people like Tim. What's his name?
Poole.
Tim Poole. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Poole. I'll do that with him. But I saw this clip from Shane Gillis, who does use the rain apps to help fall asleep. This is a really fun story.
My girlfriend's friend stayed in our hotel room. Nothing.
A little restless, like they're on the meds.
They were on the meds. But it was after SNL, and she was like, I'm going to take a nap before I go home. So because it was 6 a.m. And I was like, all right, this is what I listen to when I sleep. And I put on rain noises.
Nice.
And her friend honestly thought I was listening to applause. She thought I was, and she didn't really mention it.
He thought you needed the standing O to fall asleep?
She genuinely thought I was going to sleep to applause. And now I can't listen to the rain thing anymore because it sounds exactly like applause.
That's great.
How much do I need this in my life?
Dude, I'm so narcissistic. I need to go to a sleep to applause.
I go to sleep to applause.
Dude, that's great. Shane Gill's one of a kind, man. That dude is so funny.
He is on a run right now.
He is, dude.
He had a very funny story that he told on a podcast where he says every single day someone comes up to him and takes a picture with him and always does the, hey, can you make it look like you have Down syndrome? He's like, dude, like,
come on, man.
It's a bit. It's part of that.
Yeah.
He's like, every day somebody comes up to him like, hey, make the face.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no. So he has to do the whole,
I got nicked.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just listening to this. I'm thinking to myself, that's the kind of celebrity where you went, was that really worth it? Like to add that to my act?
Yeah,
like
no, right.
And how long do you have to go until that is no longer part of your act and nobody brings it up?
It's never going away.
His pictures that I always see is, he stands and takes with a fan that doesn't ask for that. It's always the thumbs up. He's bringing the thumbs up back.
I like the thumbs up. That's a good one. I saw one yesterday of Shane Gillis talking about Donald Trump, and he was like, he will do something that'll just tick me off. I don't know what it is, and then he'll come back out and make a speech, and he drags me back in. He's like, and then I'm his biggest fan again. I love the balance that he brings with that, because there's plenty of people that don't like Trump in his audience. So he's feeding them just a little bit, and then he's feeding the other side. He does a good job of balancing his politics, because he does get into politics very slightly.
I think a great example of what you're bringing up right now, when it was floated about the possibility of amnesty for farm workers early in the week, and we all said, I don't know about that. I don't really care for it. It's a slippery slope. Here's how you take advantage of it. I don't think it's a great idea. And what happened? 24 hours later, here's the clarification from the administration, from the Secretary of Agriculture, who's like, no, not at all, because they are listening. They are paying attention. They are floating those trial balloons, and when they get a bad reaction, they come right off it.
Because they understand the American people is who they're working for, who they're trying to accommodate, who they're trying to help and put in a better situation than they've been in at least the last 4 years. I love the fact that they do that. Steve Bannon, former advisor, strategic advisor to Donald Trump in the first administration, he's talked about this many times, how the left is really backed into a corner. And we've talked about it too. I mean, where are you going to go? One corner's the communists, one corner's the socialists. That's your tent. But he talks about them being backed in a corner in a way that he's never seen them before. And now's the time to off them. And he means, of course, politically, because there's plenty of people that would, try to twist that into something that it's not. But he talks about trying to just be done with them, because and it's a point, Los, that I feel like you've made over and over, that the presidents are temporary. And the reason the left is reacting the way they are so violently is because they're backed into a corner, and now you can off them.
We don't control the Justice Department. We don't control the FBI. We don't control the CIA. We don't control all the agencies that Tulsi oversees. We don't control the Pentagon. That part of the apparatus that is the deep state and the administrative state around it, they control it. We don't. They just see Trump as a passing figure, like they see everybody's a passing figure. They had 2 coups. They took out Kennedy in a coup. They took out Nixon in a coup, right? And they took out Trump in the first time in a coup. They got 3.
And they tried to set him up to be
killed. This audience and this president, this is what his moral authority is. He said, screw you. They wanted to go to Mar-a-Lago. This audience said, yourself. We're not going to do that. We are going to fight and get it back, and now we're back. It's the first time they've ever been defeated, and now we must run the tables. If we don't run the tables, they're going to destroy us. And you know what? We will deserve to be destroyed. If we don't do this now, we deserve to be destroyed. This is what the thing of victory is. It's not permanent until we permanently take them apart, and it can be done. They're cowering.
It's so fascinating to hear him say that, Because he's exactly right. They have nowhere to go. And I mean politically. They have nowhere to go. They have no issues that resonate with people. They are at their weakest. All their money's dried up because of USAID being dismantled. They are so vulnerable. Now's the time to just squash that whole movement.
Why am I turning into the rest of America where we're listening to long form? This radio station, we're averaging 33 minutes out of every hour, which is insane. All right, podcasts, for the most part, are 30-minute products. People want long-form information. When I listened to Steve Bannon, and this has probably been maybe about a month ago, when he explained all of the deep state, and he explained what was going on. Now, the silver lining here is that we have a chance to take this thing apart. We really do. But as he says, for the better part of now 60 years, they've been in charge. Like when he runs down long form, when he goes down what they did to Richard Nixon,
dude,
and you realize how filthy it was.
It's unreal.
You go, wow, they really did get rid of an American president that at the time was the most popular president that we had in basically about 30, 40 years. John F. Kennedy obviously saw how that played out to then see Donald Trump rig an election, do all the stuff that you did. If you're not compliant with what they want, then they will do this to you. He's not lying about it. He's a former naval officer.
Yeah. Dude knows what he's talking about.
Dude knows what he's talking about.
And I don't even necessarily agree with him 100% of the time.
Because sometimes it comes across as, wow, that's a little bit extreme and out there. But he is telling you this perspective of what's really going on.
And that I know he's correct on because he's lived it. He's seen it up close like you and I have never had the chance to see it. We only get glimpses of it when we listen to him or discuss matters in depth. And his point of view is so valuable to me. And what he said there makes so much sense.
The wild part for me, because I wasn't alive during this time period, I wasn't around for another, in some cases, 20 years. So when he explains what happened with JFK, and I think a lot of us believe this was a lack of wanting to be involved in Southeastern Asia. And this is what then occurs. When he then explains Richard Nixon, he basically points out, looking to de-escalate in these areas. And you had the deep state going, how do you think we've been making so much money here?
And then look at what Donald Trump has said he wanted to do as well.
De-escalate around the world, not be involved.
You see how it lays out. You see what their plan is. You see the pattern. That's why he says you have to finish this off because Donald Trump will not be president forever.
I mean, why did Ronald Reagan never have a problem with any of this stuff? I mean, he's the one who basically won the Cold War by increasing all of our military spending. Why did Clinton not have an issue? Oh, he was involved around the world. George Bush started 2 wars. I mean, why do you think Barack Obama at one point in 2016 dropped, I think it was 15,000 bombs? Why do you think those presidents never had a problem with the deep state? Because they are part of the deep state.
They've been paying the bills.
That's right.
They've been cycling the money from one hand to the other.
That's what Bannon is telling you. That's what he's laying out, that the deep state is they've got big problems right now.
Can I tell you something?
And you can beat them.
When my son called me last night after his ball game, I had asked him because he drove down to Charleston to see his girlfriend. And this is to your point about listening to long form. He was like, Dad, I've been listening to every podcast I can find about bin Laden. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by it. And the pursuit of him. He watched Zero Dark 30 the other night when he was in Charleston with his girlfriend. That's what they watched. They went to the beach, watched the sunset, got something to eat, went back and watched Zero Dark 30. You can just tell that he is in line with exactly what you're pointing out.
Historical curiosity.
So curious. And let me tell you, he has strong opinions about 9/11 and ones that I'm like, wait, hang on, let's talk through some of this.
But here's where I will say that's the benefit and the difference in what is going on now. Because so much of, for instance, like our older generation of Americans that are still tied in to network television, they're getting information 90 seconds to at the very most 5 to 7 minutes at a time, and that's it. Whereas the younger version of Americans are taking in 3 hours worth. They're getting a fuller picture of this history. Remember, we had a trend, what was it now, 2 years ago, where there was a bin Laden trend on TikTok explaining the conflict to younger people, and they were suddenly thinking bin Laden was in the right based on 90 seconds of a clip.
That's right.
Go through the actual history of who this guy was, how he came into power, and then what he went and believed, which was, we got to take down America.
And it's encouraging for me, for my son, to have that curiosity that you mentioned. I'm very proud of him for that. And I'm like, hey, dude, grab you a book, too. I was like, don't just listen to podcasts. Don't just read some, too. It's good. That'll feed your mind as well.
You don't learn anything without curiosity, in my opinion.
Have you heard what Shane Gillis calls historical curiosity? Early onset Republican.
That's funny.
Genius. That's genius is what that is, right?
That's funny.
But it's so cool to know that he's getting more information than less information. So he at least can form a very good opinion about things because he's heard it from every point of view. He's seen it from every point of view. He couldn't tell you where to find news. Like, if you ask him, where does ABC News come on? He wouldn't have any idea.
I had a discussion with a friend of mine, new friend, and as he was advocating for more stringent actions against the Russians involved in Ukraine, I had one point back. I was like, that's how we ended up in World War II, right? Because we constrained the Japanese with their ability to have oil and gasoline, and their next response was to talk peace and then punch us in the mouth. It's like history, again, doesn't repeat, it does echo. When you push somebody to a certain level, especially when they're a superpower, that's not a good idea in my mind. You've got to be very strategic with this stuff.
Absolutely. You got to be smart. You got to be strategic. And first of all, you got to love the country that you represent. And I do believe that Donald Trump does that. When we come back on Extra 106.3, the financial experts were completely wrong. Man, what is the qualification to call yourself an expert exactly? Because I'm questioning that on every point of view. Next on Extra.
The Morning Xtra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM.
Good morning, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet. Looking for a mower that's built to last? You don't want to end up with a mower that's only going to give you one season or two. So look no further than Cub Cadet. At Howard Brothers, they've got the entire Cub Cadet lineup that delivers power, performance, and precision with every single cut. But here is the best part when you work with Howard Brothers, and here's the best part where you work with employees who have been part of a locally owned and operated company for 10, 20, some of them even 30 years. They know the equipment. It's not just about getting that mower. They're going to show you how to support that mower, how to service that mower, so that long after the sale, that mower is going to keep working for you. Each and every year, I even get a reminder from my friends over at Howard Brothers, hey, bring the mower on in. It's time to get it serviced. Thank you. Let's take care of that so I know it's going to run for season after season. Don't just buy the Cub Cadet mower from anywhere. Buy it where you can service it. That is over at Howard Brothers. Howard Brothers, serving your community since 1955.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Friday, July 11th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the rubber game of their 3-game series with the Athletics last night in extra innings, 5-4, the final in 11. On the bright side, Spencer Strider was outstanding after an early 3-run homer. He goes 6 2/3, striking out 11 and allowing just those 3 runs. The Braves will close out the first half with a 3-game series beginning tonight in St. Louis against the Cardinals. First pitch is set for 8:15. You can hear the game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. And March Madness could be getting madder as the NCAA is exploring raising the field from the current number of 68 to 72 or 76 teams. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Calling all contractors. This is Devin Stovall of Stovall & Company, and we're here for you. We're a third-generation, family-owned and operated company for 75 years and just opened our 11th location in Canton on 9500 Union Hill Road. We're proud to provide your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs. How do you envision your dream outdoor space for you or your customers? We're here to fulfill them all. We all take pride in special requests and shipping right to your job site. Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallINC.com.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855 have GA injury. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, you need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
Lead data engineer positions offered by Jazz Worldwide Management Incorporated in Atlanta, Georgia. Support the organization by developing systems and processes to deliver regular, reliable, automated analytics and reports. If interested, please submit resume to felicia.levin@jas.com. Reference job ID 8530022. Again, please submit resume to felicia.levin@jas.com. Reference job ID 8530022.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Look at the poor Democrat Party. For years, they told us nothing could be done about illegal immigration unless they passed some more bills in Congress. How long did it take Trump to put the lie to that? 2 days, I believe.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Yowza, it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Tug and Los until 10, 404-741-1230 at Extra 106.3 across the social media platforms. So easy to find us, so easy to interact. And man, we had so many phone calls and so many interactions yesterday about listening to the show, the 3-Hour Club, the 4-Hour Club.
So many people buying ice makers.
Yes, and well, that too. And our friend Austin, great listener who came and visited us. You heard him on the air before. He was like, man, I have set myself up. I got this thing sitting in the Amazon. Was it in the cart?
It's in the cart.
That's right, ready to roll.
He's ready to get himself. He started thinking about it. He's like, man, these guys are right. When you have that, it's, man, I'm telling you, can't wait. Dude. I just got to get more. Because right now I don't have anything to put much of anything on in that basement.
Yeah.
But as soon as there's some sort of bar seating area or a table, oh yeah. Getting the soft pellet ice maker.
It's going to be genius.
Glorious.
And people are going to be like, man, I got to get me one of these.
He's got the best ice in the whole neighborhood.
He's got it down here just all for himself.
Yes, seriously, that's right.
Nobody else comes in here.
He doesn't share it with his family.
He's hoarding all the good stuff. My previous basement in my previous neighborhood, when all the guys were a little bit younger, we didn't have, kid situations all the time. It was nearly every Sunday because I had the kegerator. Hey, is the basement open today? Yeah, come on over. And they would just hit that. I don't think that I poured a beer out of there for probably 2 or 3 years, but all my neighbors did. I was like, okay, come on in.
Empty with you, bring it back.
I was gonna say Sunday football, come on over. Saturday football, come on over. You know the door's open, just come on in.
Dude, that is living right there. All we're trying to do is teach you how to live with this show. We're trying to give you the tips for life that you won't find anywhere else. And ain't nobody else telling you to get the soft pellet ice. We're encouraging. We're not just telling you. We're encouraging you.
I think my favorite thing that we've gotten recently was a response from a listener who said, they just seem like a bunch of regular guys doing a show. Yeah. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, it's like, all right, so Tug is dealing with a college-age son. I got 2 nearly teenage daughters. Listen, I'm a little beaten down. I want to come over here and have a good time.
That's right, man.
Have a good time with you all.
Jure got this awesome Mustang that somebody backed into the other day. He's got real-world problems, no different than you. Maybe you've had a fender bender on I-20.
His insurance did call me and it has admitted liability.
Okay.
But it's still
it's the inconvenience. It's similar to what happened to my car now a year and a half ago.
What was it, the brakes or wheels or tires?
The car got put on the lift incorrectly. This was just during a tire rotation, and they bent a portion of a panel. And so it took me 3 weeks to get that thing finally fixed, and not having the car and having to do again, it all got taken care of in the end.
But it was all so inconvenient.
But it's a pain in the butt. It's just a pain. And so I'm glad they've admitted fault and they're going to get you taken care of.
It's going to run into my nap time in the afternoon.
It will.
That's really where they're crossing the line.
I was running around having to drive that car over to this automotive place and this place over here. And yeah, it's just part of what happens.
It's almost like, and It's just an irritant. That's what it is. Is it ending the world? No. Is it first world problems? Yes.
Yes.
But is it inconvenient and it gets under your skin? It's why I turned the notifications off on my watch and my phone.
Finally.
They're just irritating.
Still tracking him.
Yeah, well, everybody's phones are still tracking them.
Knows where he is at all times.
Yeah, at all times. It knows my heart rate. I mean, it's got all kinds. Dude, it's got all kinds of information about me for sure.
I think some of his info, he kind of looks like this might be cancer. I'm not really sure.
Exactly.
Let me respond back to Apple headquarters.
Yeah, that's right. Let me let the Apple folks know. We're gonna send his insurance company his information. That way they can jack up the prices. It'll be great. They'll give us a kickback.
We'll get a kickback.
That's right. It's like the Democrat Party with USAID. That's what's happening. But seriously, I turned them all off because they're just irritants. They're just annoying, and that's what some of these just small life issues become. So when you talk about finance, because obviously Jeray's got a bit of a financial thing where he's gonna have to get his car fixed and. It's going to cost, the insurance going to cover it, the inconvenience of it. But the financial experts, when it came to the things that Donald Trump was saying he wanted to implement and do, they were like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. It's going to be terrible. Empty shelves. They gave you every doomsday scenario that they possibly could. And, you heard Scott Bessent speaking out on the other side saying, no, it's going to work. It's perfect. I expect Scott Bessent to speak out, right? He works in the administration. That's his job to sell the vision of the Trump administration. But those financial experts on CNBC and other places, they had it all wrong every time.
I brought it up earlier this week. I think it's worth reiterating and then to continue on what happened even yesterday. I said, what if Donald Trump, the billionaire, the guy who gets deals done all around the world, what if he's the expert versus the guy who's on television? Nothing against Jim Cramer. I think Jim Cramer's show is kind of fun. And I think if you just want to talk about general knowledge, we're not going to deep dive. It's like Jim Cramer and Mad Money is like an NFL pregame show.
Oh,
I'm not getting into X's and O's. I'm here to make you smile, give you a little bit of information.
Prime the pump, get you ready for the game.
Right, that's it. It's not like I'm giving you the deep dive hardcore stuff, that's where the people really make their money. And so even yesterday, when Donald Trump flat out told the Canadians, told their prime minister, all right, we're going to do 35%. And if you mess it all with us, we're going to add on.
What do you think?
And add on and add on. What do you think? Now, what was this when we had, Liberation Day on April 1st?
Yep.
When that occurred, we were told, just as you said, store shelves, prices going crazy.
Oh, it's going to fall in your lap. You're going to be able to afford to go to the grocery store.
It's going to crush the economy. And what was the latest from Scott Bessent? $300 billion in tariff revenue this year so far. It's working, and it's getting deals negotiated better. Maybe the financial experts are the ones that are sitting with Donald Trump and around Donald Trump.
Or maybe they're just entertainers trying to keep you watching their network as long as they possibly can.
100%.
Maybe that's it. Because it happens on MSNBC, it happens on CNN, it happens on Fox News, it happens on every network. Sometimes people forget that their job is to keep you watching. It doesn't matter what your politics are. What can they do to keep you watching? Because they get advertising dollars off of that.
I think about when I go over to our sports show and our sports station, and I bring up contracts and collective bargaining agreements, and here's how guys get paid in the NFL, and I break all that stuff down, how the salary cap works.
And make it simple and digestible, because it is complicated.
Keep in mind, I have never negotiated an NFL contract. So there's a certain level where you go, okay, that's where his information, his knowledge stops. I would never tell you, this is how this works. I can just tell you, here's the structure, here's what it costs, here's what happens. I've never negotiated an NFL contract. I would also say that I don't think Jim Cramer has ever worked in another company trying to get $1 billion hotel built.
Amen. Because he's never had to. He's had a gig.
That's not what he does. That's not what he does. Yeah. I don't negotiate NFL contracts. Jim Cramer doesn't close $1 billion deals in foreign countries. That is where, when you have, in this case, Scott Bessent, when he went on like Face the Nation, and he's getting all these questions, and the person's talking about how, well, the experts. Like, which are you referring to?
Yeah.
Are you referring?
That's a very vague term.
There's a whole lot of people the old saying, if you can't do, teach.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of people that are willing to teach and can't do the job.
I could call myself a country music expert because I know country music pretty well. I would never do that because I don't consider myself that. But if I wanted to just make that a branding statement, I could do it. And that's no different than what Jim Cramer does. He's a financial expert.
Can you make a country music album?
Nope.
Okay.
And I've never done it.
That's what I'm talking. Now, that's also not a qualification in my mind. There's people when they'll do, well, you're not this. You can't comment on that. I say, well, what do you think about this movie? Oh, I liked it. You ever made a movie before?
Yeah. But and here's the other thing that I would bring up.
But that's why you questioning people that have actually done it is the weird part.
Yeah. And I bet you've had conversations with people like B.B. Abbott, which was Chipper Jones's agent, the agent for Chris Sale now.
Yes.
I bet, because he's been in this building plenty of times.
Talk to, it's probably about 6 or 7 agents I can reach out to on a regular basis. They're friends and ask questions.
To make sure you're connecting the dots right, so when you explain it to the audience, it's correct.
Hadley Engelhardt is a guy I've talked to for years. I can always reach out to Hadley. How does this come together?
The part of the Texas flooding nightmare that the mainstream media will not cover after a Neil Bortz report and a Fox News update on Extra 106.3.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
If you know me at all, you know that I think it's an absolute disaster that most American families are perfectly willing, if not eager, to turn the most precious thing in their lives, their children, over to the government to be educated. What sort of parasite has to invade somebody's brain for them to believe that this government that can do almost nothing well can be entrusted with educating their children? Now, the National Education Association, the nation's biggest and most powerful teachers union, recently had their annual convention. Where else but the liberal enclave of Portland, Oregon? And lo and behold, somebody leaked the resolutions that this convention was going to consider. This has happened in the past, and I'm always shocked at what they are promoting. Here's a taste of the most recent convention. One resolution called for the National Education Association to, quote, defend against Trump's embrace of fascism by using the term fascism in all NEA materials to correctly characterize Donald Trump's program and actions. Oh, and they couldn't spell fascism. They passed another resolution about the effort to eliminate the Department of Education, which is worthless, as, quote, an illegal, anti-democratic, and racist attempt to destroy public education and privatize it in the interest of the billionaires. They passed a resolution saying that they were going to continue pushing their gender ideology instruction in the classrooms. But here's the kicker. They passed a resolution to not use, endorse, or publicize any materials from the Anti-Defamation League, an organization founded to combat anti-Semitism. In other words, they solidified their position as an anti-Semitic organization, and they're teaching your kids. Why are you continuing to allow this to happen? Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Dogs can hear 4 times farther than humans can, which makes it even more impressive how they manage to ignore you so effortlessly.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
Gone a week ago today. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. At least 120 people are confirmed to have died in last Friday's flash flooding in central Texas. The search continues through debris for more than 170 still missing. President Trump will be in Kerrville, Texas later today.
President Trump will meet with first responders and family members impacted by the catastrophic flooding in the Texas Hill Country. A White House official says the president will get a briefing from local officials and meet with Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Brazil's president threatens retaliatory measures if President Trump sticks with the plan for 50% tariffs on Brazilian imports. Canada's tax is announced.
President Trump revealed plans to impose a 35% tariff on imports from Canada August 1st, and it will go up if Canada retaliates. David Tal is president of ProChain Capital. He says this is an important step.
Canada is the U.S. largest export partner and its second largest trade partner overall. This is an incredibly important relationship from a dollars and cents perspective.
The Trump administration had previously imposed a 25% rate on Canada. The president is also planning blanket tariffs of 15 or 20% on most other trading partners. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
There are protests during mass immigration raids in California. What at a licensed marijuana farm in Camarillo?
Dozens of people were taken into custody during an immigration sweep at 2 farming facilities there. Tear gas and smoke bombs deployed after protesters pelted agents with rocks. And federal authorities are now on the lookout for a suspect who appeared to fire a gun at them.
It's Fox's Doug Luzato. There's a plan to send weapons to Ukraine through NATO allies.
It's a lot faster to move something, for example, from Germany to Ukraine than it is to order it from a factory and get it there.
Secretary of State Rubio at a summit in Malaysia. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Tired of all the negative media manipulation? Wake up feeling right with a Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
I've got so much TV to watch. Lowe's said he's envious of me because I've never seen so many of the movies that he's enjoyed and Jeray's enjoyed that I have this whole catalog of wonder waiting on me if I ever just sit down. From Breaking Bad to The Office, I've seen episodes of The Office, but I've never watched all of it. You know what I mean?
I wonder how much of it stands up, because it is now 20 years old, and some of the comedy is a little bit dated.
Yeah.
But it's still, if you've ever been in an office, but like a mundane office, I don't know if that would ever work for you. Because for the most part, you have worked in places, whether it's on a naval ship, there's nothing mundane about a naval ship.
Busy. We're busy
when it comes to live radio, you've been doing this for a couple decades worth.
Yeah.
It's different when like an experience for you is getting from like the cubicle to the printer.
Yeah. But I will say, because I handle a few other things kind of behind the scenes here at the station, I'm able to watch what our office does kind of as a spectator a little bit. Like yesterday, they were celebrating the American who won and is going on to the finals at Wimbledon. I didn't even know who she was.
All right. If you want to know the difference in offices and how mentally removed Tug is on this, in our office, there's TV on all the time.
Yes, that's right. Nonstop. Always something on.
That doesn't happen in every other office.
That's right. But then you see the inter-office battles and struggles, and sometimes it's, a couple sales guys that are discussing a deal that happened with another and maybe it didn't go the way they wanted it to, or maybe they're mad at our sales manager, Colin Weed. I don't know. Could be any of that.
I just don't know how much of a kick you would get out of the sales staff versus the shipping staff in a company basketball game.
Yeah, right.
Oh, watching the physical comedy of Steve Carell and that. You'll love that.
Reason I bring it up, the Office spinoff, The Paper, is set for September 4th to debut. Are y'all...
Was this going to be Peacock? Or
Yes, it's going to be on Peacock. I'm sure on NBC too, but the Peacock is their streaming.
Right.
But does that... I don't know. Does that interest you at all? Does that even hit your radar screen, or is it just wait and see?
Not really. It's really tough to have a spinoff that's
Seems like
solid.
it would be.
Like Better Call Saul, which is the spinoff from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Because Bob Odenkirk is so good, I think that's the reason why it ran the way it did. Now, it was never going to be Breaking Bad, but at least you had a spinoff that had an audience for it.
And the kind of follow-up movie, the Jesse movie that came after on
El
Netflix,
Camino.
that was great.
That was cool.
That was great.
Because everyone wondered what happened to Jesse, and that's part of your adventure you're going to go on. Just know that after a couple years after Breaking Bad, it was like somebody has to tell the end of the Jesse story.
Can we get like a Excel spreadsheet? That's what I want. I want an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm
what you need to watch.
Yes,
We're going to have to give it.
You say that in jest.
The order of the Marvel movies.
I'm not kidding, man. We were home the other day, and Laura was watching this horrible TV show called Waterfront on Netflix. It's awful. It was terrible. I was like, I'm wasting my time watching this when I know there's something better out there that we could be watching. If I had a spreadsheet, I'd know.
You never saw Game of Thrones?
Laura watched the whole thing. I watched a couple episodes here and there with her.
All right. It took me a while. I did enjoy it. Breaking Bad is like the alpha and the omega and everything. Sopranos is really awesome.
We did watch Sopranos back in the day.
The Wire.
The Wire's
Never
great.
watched The Wire.
The Wire's great. First 2 seasons of The Wire are some of the best TV that you can get in. But I will point out, it really kind of depends on your mood. Because I love Welcome to Wrexham. Because Welcome to Wrexham on a regular basis leaves me as I'm turning off the TV going, that was like such a great feel good. So it's like I can't wait for next week because I feel good watching this show. That's different than when you watch some of the crazy stuff that happens that's very dark on some of these shows.
I do have Welcome to Wrexham queued up. Like the season's ready to go. All I got to do is hit play on it, and I got to lure my wife in. Because I asked her about it, and she's like, "No, I'm not interested."
No, I'm telling you, give her 1 or 2 episodes. Like one of my favorite episodes of that entire series is The Quiet Place. And it's their supporters who, one of them, her autism is so strong, she has to wear headphones to go to matches, and that area, that section is known for people that have that kind of challenge, so there's no cheering allowed.
Wow.
At the same time, the best player on the team just has a son born, and he's diagnosed with autism, and so it's these comparative stories. So it's not... Football, soccer is a backdrop. It's it's the palette for it. It's not the actual story.
Which is the important part. And I remember when we first started watching Ted Lasso, she's just like, I don't know. We watched the first episode, she's like, it's okay. And then hooked, and we watched the whole thing and really enjoyed it. We watched that other one with that was on, it's going to escape me right now. Oh, anyway, doesn't matter. Another great series that we really, really enjoyed. So when we stumble on one that we like, we usually jump in feet first. So I'm hoping if I can get her to watch the first one of Welcome to Wrexham, then it'll go from there.
There are townspeople that you start to kind of follow and get into. Like one particular person, he's in a local band, and he's fighting through cancer. And when they ask him, his wife, they're doing like kind of the one-on-one, they're like bucket list, like what is it you want? And he's like, I want to go up. It's like, I want to get out of this league. Mm-hmm. I want us to move up. And instead of, because they'd been relegated all the way down to the lowest league in all of professional English sports.
Gosh.
He's like, I want to go up. It's like, you're fighting cancer.
Yeah, I don't care.
And he's like, I want promotion, man.
That's right. I want to get out. I want to get out of the basement.
You asked if this interests me at all. I just looked at the cast for The Paper coming up this fall. There's one character that's coming back from the original show, Oscar, and never heard of any of these other actors. I mean, it's probably the same creators, probably the same style, but like Los said, I don't know if that same style is still... Because at the time, it was really, this is something different. They kind of invented a genre with the cutaways and the mockumentary. They didn't invent the mockumentary, but they really honed in on that cutaway thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, you're out. Okay. Ben Burnett, who hosts the Ben Burnett Show weekends here on Extra 106.3, just hit me with, Welcome to Wrexham is amazing.
It's amazing.
So, yeah.
It's amazing television.
He's echoed your point.
Yes, thank you. And Ben Burnett knows his stuff, and he'll tell you don't have to be into, like Ben. Ben is a tennis guy.
Yeah.
But he also loves college football and college athletics. You don't have to be into, like, English soccer to like this show. You don't have to be into soccer at all.
To your point, it's just the backdrop.
It's just a great show.
We're going to get it. I have a feeling we're going to get it. At least that's my goal. And I would
text you all weekend.
I would like the spreadsheet. If we could just start a spread, maybe what is it, like our iCloud, because they're all, not iCloud, but whatever our Microsoft Thursday, our shared doc, one right beside it. We just, here, Tug, watch these.
I'm going to tell you.
Shows and movies, and go get them.
I'm going to say, here's what we're doing. We're going to do the pool in the afternoon, and then we're going to go down to the basement, and we're going to watch some episodes of Wrexham.
But I can't, because I don't want to start without my wife.
I don't care.
I don't care about her.
She's going to catch up.
She's got some catch up. And she will have time, to your point, because I still got to record my Charleston show in the evening.
They're only...
30 minutes?
Some of them are a little bit longer, but like a decently long episode's like 45 minutes.
Okay. I'm in, dude. Like I said, I've got it queued up. We're ready to watch them. They're there whenever I finally take the leap and finally jump in there. It's just, typically for me, it's not about sometimes it's about the want to, but occasionally it's just about having the time to do it, which I run into just like everybody else. Running it, just having enough time to do what it is that you want to get done. The thing that's on TV that's grabbed my attention, and it's really captivated the whole country, is the flooding in Texas. And to me, I'm looking for the silver lining, because there's nothing that is going to change the sorrow that so many of these people are feeling, and just the things that surround it. So I'm always looking for the silver lining. But the mainstream media, there's all kinds of things that they won't cover when it comes to what's happening out in Texas.
You had an assault on an ICE facility. An assault because there was a number of weapons that now the left would call them assault rifles.
That's right.
Listen, they're weapons, all right? They're rifles.
Yep.
You had 20 to 30 shots that were fired at this facility. One Alvarado police officer was hit in the neck. He is going to survive. You now have 11 people that are charged in this crime. Here's the wild part. MSNBC and CNN have spent so much time talking about the floods, they won't tell you about what actually hurts their causes. And in this case, this is from Mediaite. CNN and MSNBC completely ignore the left-wing domestic terrorist attack on ICE agents. They have not spent 1 minute covering this story, where 11 people got together and, again, shot 20 to 30 shots. That's part of the criminal complaint. At this ICE facility, at these agents, they opened fire. This was a legit assault. And CNN and MSNBC will say nothing of it. By the time we brought it up on Monday, like, they all wanted to tell you about that one guy in McAllen who came up and he ended up being shot. They didn't want to say one thing about Alvarado because they knew how bad that looked for their cause and what and the stuff they're talking about in their violent rhetoric.
And then you see it over and over. It's just like the things that happened out yesterday in California. If you remember the little reporting that got done on the raid on the marijuana fields that were being, they're
being worked by child labor.
Yes, that's right. That's and they tried to tell you that they were raiding people that were putting groceries on your shelves. Marijuana that I know of doesn't show up at Publix.
No, you had the scenario where you had federal authorities that rolled in on these fields, not because it was looking for deportation. Now, granted, if that happens, hey, more awesomeness. But they had reports of child labor laws, and these were illegals. Now, you think about that story. When we talk to you about child trafficking, it's not just child sex trafficking, even though that is by far more valuable.
That's huge.
But the child trafficking allows you to put these kids into these scenarios where you're not worried about paying. If somebody's going to cost me $14 an hour, what do you think a kid costs me?
Less.
Probably nothing.
Much less.
I got dad here working, mom here working. They got to work the fields too. And they'll probably do it for nothing.
Dude, it's funny because there's a similarity that overlaps with my family just a little bit. My dad dropped out of high school, or dropped out of middle school, 8th grade, to go to work for the family. That's what he did. The parents are the ones that earned the money, but he was out there helping. So was his brothers and sisters. It's not like they were making a mint. They weren't making a whole lot of money. It reminds me of what you just laid out, because I know that story from my own background. Those kids weren't getting paid anything.
No way.
Those kids were not being taken care of.
No chance.
There was no oversight to make sure that they, didn't work over the whatever the amount of hours a kid under a particular age can work. The Department of Labor's not out there doing checks, health checks, safety checks. They're not doing any of that stuff. It's a marijuana field.
And that becomes this point of contention, this point of battle. Because a lot of this is just the imaging. And now the imaging works out well for the left. MSNBC, CNN will show you this all day long. But right now, one of the problems they have, and it was 2 scenarios from California, children running away where they were actually the targets of, hey, we're trying to get these kids from not having to work these fields, and having a protester turn around and shoot at federal authorities. Those are the 2 areas where, they don't want to show you that. Fox will show it to you right now.
And I think it was a Fox LA helicopter that is the one that caught
the image.
Because you would have never known it otherwise. And there's nobody going to report that. You think CNN or MSNBC or ABC, NBC, CBS are going to report that? They're not. They're not going to report on that. And if they do, they're not giving you that point of view. They refuse. It doesn't match their narrative. You know that. Just by watching those networks as long as you have. But to see it where they put the little spotlight, where they gray out, the rest of the images, and you see the guy take out a pistol and start shooting at the agents. You can't believe what's happening. And the fact that it is almost dead silent because they know what damage it does to the American people. What I mean by damage is damaging to their credibility, damaging to their side politically.
Now, by the way, and this is the story from Isaac Shore over at Mediaite. So he's been tracking all of this, pointing out how CNN and MSNBC will not cover this on their network. He says, though CNN, this is his quote, though CNN managed to devote a sentence to it on an online story about another attack on immigration authorities. A single sentence and an online story. That's it.
That's what you got. That's what you're getting. That's what they want you to have. They're
not going to tell you.
Ever. They're never going to tell you the truth.
And CNN now gets to be like, we covered it.
Oh,
we did. We covered it.
And if you think about even Mediaite, to be honest, I'm relatively surprised it showed up there. Because the guy that founded it, he's an ABC News guy.
It's just so in your face. How is something so in your face not being a military-style assault? We talked about it before. Faraday bags to try and cover up their digital signatures, Kevlar helmets, tactical gear.
Where do you get that unless you're, and why do you get it unless you've got something like that planned?
This was a planned assault on one of these facilities by a bunch of people in North Texas. One of them, even the story was, they're a DACA recipient who was here on a green card.
Brought in by Joe Biden,
and
or
they
allowed by Joe Biden.
And they decide, let's pop off at these people. Now, nobody really knows exactly who was the shooter. They have some decent ideas because they were off in the woods, and some of the people they apprehended were like, why were you crawling through the woods?
And they're still tracking one guy, trying to figure out they've offered a $50,000 reward for one of those people that they feel like was possibly, most likely, the shooter.
But still a story that 2 major networks will not cover at all because of how bad it makes their side look.
It really does lend itself to that narrative. It's not even a narrative. That truth, I guess, that the left is bonkers. They're violent. And it really goes back and highlights what that Axios article that we brought up on Monday or Tuesday, where Democrat representatives were saying, hey, some of our constituents are saying civility ain't working. We need violence. We either need to get shot or shoot someone. And then that event that's not getting covered happens the next day.
Within 4 hours, you have the man who rolls up on the facility in McAllen. And McAllen's real South Texas. That's real South Texas. You're near border when you're getting down to McAllen. And you have another group, dare say, if I was to look it up, probably 10 hours away in North Texas that decided, let's organize and let's have an assault on this ICE facility in Alvarado.
And everybody thinks of Texas as the safe haven. Everybody thinks of Texas as the place. That's deep red Texas. And Los, being from there, has laid out so many of those metropolitan areas around Dallas, around San Antonio, that are not that way at all, that are really, really, obviously Austin. Los calls it the People's Republic of Austin.
People's Republic of Austin.
That's right. So if that can happen in Texas, that can happen anywhere. Can you imagine what it's like in California? Can you imagine what it's like in New York? Can you imagine what it's like in those places that have no red anywhere?
So right now, after doing a MapQuest search, we're talking about nearly 8 hours, the difference from here's McAllen, down near the border, all the way up to Alvarado, just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Unreal. And you inspired similar attacks nearly 10 hours away in the state of Texas.
The day after.
Calling for them.
Calling for it, which they won't condemn.
They won't cover.
And they won't cover. Amazing, huh? Are you starting to connect the dots? Are you starting to see the full picture? Something tells me you are. When we continue on Extra 106.3, 8 o'clock hour brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770-GET-HEAT. CentralHeat.com is their website. And Antifa needs to be labeled a terrorist organization in spite of what Joe Biden used to say. Next on Extra 106.3.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
MLB All-Star Week is coming to Atlanta, where running is a favorite pastime. And we're honoring Braves legend number 44, Hank Aaron, with the MLB All-Star 4.4 miler, Sunday, July 13th at Center Park Stadium. Sign up, lace up, and be a part of All-Star Week's unforgettable events. All entrants score a ticket to the HBCU Swingman Classic presented by T-Mobile and a pass to Capital One All-Star Village. Register at allstargame.com by July 12th. MLB trademarks used with permission.
You need a pre-owned car or truck, but you don't need the headache of searching for one. Spending hours calling dealerships, then spending half the day filling out paperwork. Come on. You need the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, this is Tom from the Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Securing America.
While Los Angeles and other communities push back against Trump administration deportation efforts through ICE, administration officials are continuing to stress the need for the effort. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on Fox and Friends Thursday.
These ICE officers are going after murderers and rapists, people who are trafficking our children.
She says more than 10,000 children have been reunited with their families through these efforts, and adds that
we have removed hundreds and hundreds of known and suspected terrorists.
Trump border czar Tom Homan says the arrest of a high-ranking MS-13 leader in Nebraska highlights ICE's importance.
I know that we got at least 600,000 illegal aliens in this country with criminal records walking the streets of this country.
He adds that
we're out there looking for every single criminal threat and national security threat we can find in this nation.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute. A South African super yacht crew member was apparently murdered just days shy of her 21st birthday while the nearly 150-foot luxury vessel was moored in the Bahamas. Paige Bell was found dead in the engine room on July 3rd, partially undressed after she was allegedly sexually assaulted and murdered by 39-year-old Mexican national Brigido Munoz, who worked as the yacht's engineer. Police say Munoz was found near the body with injuries to his arms that they suspect were the result of a suicide attempt. He was taken to the hospital and treated before being charged with murder and denied bail. Bell, who would have turned 21 on July 14th, had been working on the crew of the yacht named Far From It, which charters for nearly $140,000 per week and was anchored off of Harbor Island. Exactly what led to her death remains unclear, and police are still investigating. Munoz will be back in court November 20th. There's more on the story at foxnews.com or subscribe to the Fox True Crime Podcast. I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Friday, July 11th. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game events begin today, starting with a block party at the Battery and the HBCU Swingman Classic this evening at Truist Park. Events are planned throughout the weekend. The MLB is also unveiling legacy All-Star projects around Atlanta, including a major renovation at Cobb County's Ryan Park softball complex, a sensory lounge for baseball fans with special needs at Truist Park, and a Warrior Fitness trailer to support veterans at Camp Southern Ground in Fayetteville and others. Traffic is expected to be heavier throughout the weekend, so allow more time to get around town. A 25-year veteran Forsyth County firefighter is looking for help on social media. Chris Stansel is seeking a living kidney donor with the help of Piedmont Hospital. He was diagnosed with a stage 4 kidney disease due to a genetic condition. You can learn more about how to help on the Piedmont Living Donor website. And Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is continuing to audit Georgia's voter rolls. Cancellation mailers have been sent out to 470,000 people who were categorized as inactive for the 2022 and 2024 elections. It could result in the largest voter purge in state history. Today's weather cloudy with the possibility of light showers that should keep the temperatures no higher than the mid-80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
8 o'clock hour. Brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Chuck and his team at 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. Get a maintenance agreement today for your home or your business. $10 from each one goes to Skyland Trail, helping folks struggling with mental health. They help them get the help that they need. It's a good organization and a great team there at Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
Quality from, again, 4 Hour Stephanie.
Yes.
Can we now use
yes,
that
that's
term?
right. Maybe we should use a qualifier anytime we talk about a particular listener.
And she pointed out, she actually gave you the links you need in order to be able to take in all these movies and TV.
There's already a spreadsheet. Is that what she's telling me?
It just lays it all out for you.
All right, I'm going to go pull it up.
It says you can also just use this form. And you can lay it all out over at Airtable.
She's the best, man.
And you get it all lined out.
She's got answers to everything. I don't know
Why do you think for the longest time she was know-it-all mom?
That's great.
If you went on to X.
I never even thought about it. Can I throw myself at the mercy of the court? I never even considered that name.
Like version 1 of Twitter, Stephanie was on as know-it-all mom.
I love it.
Which I always got a kick out of because I was like, hell yeah. Just makes other people crazy when she'd have to explain stuff to them.
That's right.
There was this one radio DJ in town, and I mean, she went COVID nuts.
Boy, howdy.
And at one point, Steph, she was being respectful, but it was almost
barely.
This matter of like, you know you're nuts, right? Like, you know you're crazy. It's like it's officially happened.
How do you ask someone if they're nuts without just outright saying, "Are you nuts?" Or do you know you're crazy?
I think if you broadcast your radio show from a closet for 2 years,
right? But
in a closet,
right? But let's be fair. Let's be clear. People don't know when you're broadcasting from home because the technology just, you know what I mean? So they unless she's like, I'm in the closet today because I'm scared to death. Nobody would know.
Everybody in her office and her coworkers knew.
I knew because I was in that office. I knew, but I wasn't sure how much everybody else knew.
Stephanie found out.
There's a reason she's called Know-It-All Mom. I love it. It's so good. Antifa is an idea. What?
It is.
I beg to differ because I've seen them in action. I've seen them in action in Seattle. I've seen them in Portland, now in California. I've seen them in Texas. The story that many in the media have just acted like has not happened whatsoever that Los pointed out in the segment before this one. Before we continue on, though, I want you to hear Joe Biden say it, because Donald Trump is arguing about this, and he's like, no, it's much more than an idea.
I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
FBI director
This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not militia. That's what his FBI director said.
Okay, well, the FBI's wrong.
That was back from 2020.
That's right. During the debates between Biden and Trump.
While you had portions of American cities where they were on fire, you had Seattle that had been taken over to create an autonomous zone. And Joe Biden sitting there, is having to sit there and tell you, yeah, it's just an idea. It's not an organization.
Mostly peaceful idea.
Yeah, that's right. And then you throw in what you've seen. Think about what's happened here in Atlanta, Georgia, with the police training center. How many Antifa brochures and pamphlets and guidelines and meeting points to grab helmets and equipment because Antifa was involved. That doesn't seem like an idea to me. That seems like something that has been implemented. That seems like something that is in full swing. An idea is like Los and I just talking about, maybe we should open a car wash. That's an idea. That's something that we're just considering. That's something that we hope to do maybe in the future. Antifa is not an idea. I remember, and this was before Xtra even existed. This was during the Summer of Love when this station was a sports station. For a short cup of coffee, it was a sports station. And I remember one of the hosts poo-pooing the idea of Antifa and poo-pooing the idea of Marxism being a force to be reckoned with, to be dealt with in America.
Might not have been paying attention.
Or willfully blind, willfully ignorant to the ideas of both and the implementation of both, seeing both play out. When the Summer of Love was happening, they're like, that's not Antifa. I don't want to hear about no Antifa. That's not Marxism. BLM's not Marxist. No. I remember they had such a... It would cause a ruckus. It would cause an argument if it even got brought up. And so, I didn't bring it up because I don't argue with it. I'm not going to argue with them. I knew what I was seeing and I understood what was happening. And fast forward 4 years later, I wonder if that same person looks back and goes, might have had that one wrong.
So Antifa's pivoted. Antifa's now tried to make themselves out to be this organization that fights against white supremacy. And this has gone through a multitude of different phases. Like the early part of it was Occupy Wall Street. We're against Wall Street making all this money. And then it got more violent. And then it got more hateful. And then it got more authoritative in what it wanted, which was to destroy American society. Well, now the happy face they've put on this is, well, we're against white supremacy. Here's the part about that. I think I'm pretty plugged in on a lot of things where I can tell you where stuff is going to happen, stuff is going to be. I don't know any white supremacists. I don't know where to find white supremacists. I don't know when they meet. I don't know when they get together in an organization. I can tell you with certainty where I know Antifa is going to be.
Yeah, you can guarantee it. Wherever ICE is operating, they're going to show up. Wherever anything to do with capitalism, improving America, Donald Trump supporters, any of those places, they're definitely showing up there.
So does it make it an idea or an organization when I can tell you where the organization is going to show up?
It's a very mobile idea. I mean, it's an idea that moves and shows up with physical feet on the ground.
Because I will tell you, to this day, yeah, is there probably white supremacist organizations around? Yeah. But to me, they're living in holes. Antifa doesn't do that.
No,
Antifa lives out loud.
And they don't have to.
Because they believe, like, hey, what we're doing is right. And like, no.
Los, that's the thing. They don't have to live in holes. They don't have to cover, because they have a whole party, a political party, that is just fine with the things that they do. Shooting at agents yesterday was just fine. Kids being swept up in a river in Texas, just fine. No, they didn't have anything to do with it, but they celebrated it. You and I were mourning for these children that were lost, and they laughed it off. I don't know if it's fair or not to call Antifa the military wing of the Democrat Party, but if they're not, they sure function like it, and that's not an idea. That's a organization in practice.
If you go over to, and this is the ATL anti-fascist, this is their Atlanta wing, you're going to have to go through about a year and a half worth of, hey, we're against neo-Nazis. Look at these people. Look what they're doing. Look how wrong it is. It's not until you go back a little bit further that you get into 2023 and you're like, oh, look, this is the Stop Cop City stuff.
Mm-hmm. Same people.
It's like now they have pivoted in order to try and put a different face on what they are. They are anti-establishment and they want to burn it down. They're now just trying to make it into, no, white supremacy. That's what we're all about to putting an end to.
Because that's one, who's going to say, no, I'm in favor of white supremacy? Nobody's going to say that. So it's an easy mask to put on, and it's an easy flag or banner to carry, even though it's almost non-existent. Like you said, it's in a hole somewhere. I don't think anybody that knows anyone that's actually a white supremacist. Because that's a silly idea to begin with. I know for sure that they're functioning. Antifa is functioning in Georgia and most states across the country. And that's what Donald Trump, that's his job one, is reining that in, putting a stop to that. And that is a really big task.
I just know that when it comes to our federal government, have you noticed how, like, the Patriot Front doesn't really exist anymore? Like, that was something that would show up in different American cities under the Biden administration as, like, a show of force.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, oh, what happened to them? It's like, feds.
Yeah, every time. And people would stand there as they would march, and they're like, those are feds.
Those are feds.
They would point them out. Nobody's buying it. Nobody believes in it. That was a stunt. And look, I guess for the MSNBC crowd, what's left of them, they probably
the 91,000 in the key demo.
Exactly right. They probably bought it. Nobody else. Do we need to get out the conspiracy theory scorecard? Because we broke it out yesterday. Maybe we need to break it out again.
Maybe.
Because all of a sudden, it seems like the conspiracy theorists were right again, this time in California. Remember, they told you that, Gavin Newsom, we're going to get rid of all these regulations. That way, people are free to build back, making it easier to build back their homes that burned down in the Pacific Palisades.
So in Lahaina, in Hawaii, the people were very quick to say, we're looking to build. The city government and the state are taking our property. They're going to use it for their own purposes. We're going to get pennies on the dollar. And everyone, okay, well, that doesn't really actually happen.
Come on.
That's not going to happen. We did the story about what's going on in New York when Mamdani is talking about taking private property and turning it into developments to where we can all live together. Oh, so Section 8 housing. You're actually going to take personal property, probably pay somebody pennies on the dollar, tell them to go away or else they'll face the scrutiny of the state government or the local government, and then we'll build Section 8 housing. That's the plan. Well, we kept telling y'all, like, this is the plan in California. This is going to happen. And sure enough, Newsom unveils $101 million to build Palisades low-income housing. This ended up being published on the 9th, just a couple of days ago. And it talks about the $101 million in funding for multifamily low-income housing development that will contribute to a more equitable and resilient Los Angeles. This is what they're using the Pacific Palisades for. This is what we told you they would do. And now understand that why this goes on. This is the most important factor of all of this. When you have capitalism, you have to take care of the middle class because there is one that exists. When you don't, and when you're communist or socialist in nature, as California has turned into, you got to take care of the poor first, or else they're going to rise up and kick your ass. So you're basically taking from people that have millions of dollars to build homes in these areas and saying we're committing $101 million to low-income housing. Because if we can keep y'all happy and keep a roof over your head, you won't change things.
Yeah, and if we can keep money flowing in, if we can keep you on Medicaid, even though the federal the federal money was stopped in the big, beautiful bill, but California said they're still going to fund it somehow or other. Same with Minnesota. Those states are going to continue to keep people happy. Why? Because they will continue to vote for them. And then that power structure still remains in place. Everything that all these people always are in favor of is never successful. It's always, hey, we're going to do it better than the last guy. We're going to get it right this time. It's never been tried in America. We know better. We'll get it right. Socialism never works. That's all this is. Socialism, communism served up from coast to coast.
We talk about winning. Donald Trump, hey, we're winning. You tired of winning? All right, I'm not tired of winning.
Me either.
I'm also not tired of something else. You look at me, YouTube? YouTube, let's get together. I am not tired of being right. Okay, I told you what was going to happen with these people. I told you how this plays out. I've seen this in some different communities. And the further left they are, the more they take your stuff.
Over and over again.
And then they go, here's your check, and we'll see you later, and we're going to use it to what we're going to use it for. In Florida, I saw like a tiny little where you go, okay, you can see where this would happen. Because it was kind of like a couple of these little communities where they were teetering, and the local communities would fight back, and the state of Florida would have their back, and you'd go, okay, cool, I see what happens. But in these places where they don't have any allies in the state and government, this is how it plays out. And so 101 million, hey, we're jump-starting homes for low income. No, they're taking your stuff and they're building stuff on it that they want that'll help maintain their power.
How crazy is it right now that in the United States of America you have people talking about socialist and communist ideas in some of the biggest cities like L.A. and New York?
Seizing personal property.
And the means of production. You're hearing that. But can I give you the antithesis of that? Argentina. Javier Milei. He's implemented capitalist ideas and principles and policies. They've gone from one of the most dangerous places to less dangerous, one of the safest places. They've gotten rid of their inflation,
which was insane at 25%.
Unbelievable. Their money wasn't worth anything. The economic recovery has been better than they expected. They've got investors, people down there ready to put money into that market because they see the successes. Energy independence, the list goes on and on and on. In Argentina, they're having incredible success, probably the most success they've had in decades because of capitalism. And in the United States of America, at least on the coasts, you have people talking about socialism and communism like it's the answer.
One note about Argentina, when it comes to families and the changing economic environment, there's at least 2 million children that are now out of poverty in that country. Ponder that one. That means the family, that means the children. 2 million that are out of poverty because of these changing aspects when it came to spending and taxation and how you were being committed to actual capitalism in that country.
In your life, would you ever have expected, up until the last, 5 years or so, would you ever have expected to talk about the successes of capitalism in Argentina and the challenges that we're going to face because of people trying to implement socialism and communism in the USA?
The World Economic Forum told us in 2021 and into 2022, and then they had to pivot because they're like, Donald Trump's getting back in office. They're the ones who told us, you will own nothing and be happy.
Argue that one.
It's part of the plan.
It's part of the plan. It is.
Again, I'm not tired of being right.
And flooding the country with illegals is all part of that bigger plan. And you've seen that happen around the world in all Western nations. A lot of them are pushing back. We'll see if we can salvage what we have from the crazy commies and socialists. It's unbelievable. A Navy admiral has lost a huge promotion, and it's well-deserved. Next on Xtra 106.3.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to Extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Friday, July 11th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the rubber game of their 3-game series with the Athletics last night in extra innings, 5-4, the final in 11. On the bright side, Spencer Strider was outstanding after an early 3-run homer. He goes 6 2/3, striking out 11 and allowing just those 3 runs. The Braves will close out the first half with a 3-game series beginning tonight in St. Louis against the Cardinals. First pitch is set for 8:15. You can hear the game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. And March Madness could be getting madder as the NCAA is exploring raising the field from the current number of 68 to 72 or 76 teams. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. That is, until they meet the Warrior Alliance. The Warrior Alliance goes the extra mile to reach veterans in their communities so they do not have to take this journey alone. With over 40 partners across 10 service areas, your donation goes a long way toward achieving maximum impact for a veteran and their family. Go to thewarrioralliance.org to donate today and commit to helping the Warrior Alliance change thousands of lives for the better.
It's hot out. If you lose your cool with the law, it's important to know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. So if you find yourself in trouble after a day of fun, in most cases we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
I'm Michelle Stovall, and our company has been family-owned and operated for 75 years. Check us out at StovallINC.com. Or better yet, stop by our newly opened 11th store at 9500 Union Hill Road in Canton. At Stovall, we supply you with all your landscaping project needs, completely hassle-free down to delivery. Been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs. We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Financial compliance analyst, internal auditor positions offered by Jazz Worldwide Management, Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Identify and document financial, operational, and compliance risks and controls. Assist in creating internal audit procedures. Perform financial, operational, and compliance internal audits. May work remotely 2 days per week from a commutable distance to the office. Must have CargoWise professional certification. Must be willing to travel domestically 5% and internationally 25%. May work remotely 2 days per week from a commutable distance to the office. To apply, please send resume to felicia.levin@jas.com.
Fox in the Fast Lane.
Shane Van Gisbergen had himself a weekend in the Windy City.
Maybe just go ahead and give him a key to the city. Because Shane Van Gisbergen does own the streets of Chicago. He delivers once again.
That was courtesy of TNT as Van Gisbergen won the Grant Park 165 in Chicago on Sunday, one day after taking the checkered flag in the Xfinity Series race. It was the second victory at the Chicago Street Course in 3 years for Van Gisbergen, who now has 2 Cup Series wins this season. Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch rounded out the top 5. William Byron suffered a broken clutch after just 1 lap and finished 40th, with Byron's lead atop the Cup Series standings trimmed to 13 points over Chase Elliott. NASCAR now heads to California for the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway on Sunday, a track where Kyle Larson is the defending winner. For Fox in the Fast Lane, I'm Joe Morgan, Fox News.
Monday through Saturday, we're right. But on Sunday, we turn left.
Daytona International Speedway, we love our country, and it's truly an honor to be with all of you at the great American race. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Your home of NASCAR is Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra. And want to give some high praise to our chief engineer, Mike Aron, who had narrowed down the issue. We kept having a hiccup at the end of the NASCAR races, and a couple listeners reached out and pointed it out. Hey, man, you know, we're listening to the race every weekend, and there's been a couple times it's all of a sudden Clay and Buck are talking on the last 3 laps of the race, the most important laps. And Mike was able to narrow down the problem, get it fixed, and get us back up and running. So you will not miss the NASCAR races in their entirety here on Extra 106.3. Thanks to Chief Engineer at Dickey Broadcasting Company, Mike Aron. Awesome dude. a listener to this station, a guy that cares about the things that you care about, that share the values that you care, and the values that you carry. So I have a soft spot for the United States Navy, as you might imagine, having served 4 years aboard USS South Carolina and then embarked aboard USS John F. Kennedy, the aircraft carrier, part of Commander Carrier Group 6, 2-star Admiral Staff and Rear Admiral Johnson down in Mayport my last year. So when I hear about admirals getting, another star, I can't help but say, man, these guys they're amazing, because I know how incredible Rear Admiral Johnson was to work for. Dude was this commanding presence. He was taller than most than you would see in an air wing in the Navy, because you can't be above a certain height to be able to be a pilot, and he was. So he barely got in there somehow or other. Tall fellow, but commanded the room, had this presence that I would imagine like a founding father would have. When he spoke, you listened. When he ordered, you complied, not out of fear, out of the fact that you wanted to work so hard for this guy because you had so much respect for him. That was Rear Admiral Johnson, who in the last about 5 years is retired from the Navy. Did not ever pick up that 3rd star because it's hard to do. I mean, 3-star, then 4-star, and then during wartime, you can have a fleet admiral, a 5-star admiral. Obviously, I don't think we have any of those right now. Could be wrong. You can correct my math. But the reason I bring this up, usually I would celebrate an admiral picking up another star. But the Department of Defense is withdrawing the nomination of Rear Admiral, 2-star Admiral, Michael Buzz Donnelly.
What? I mean, did he mess up something at sea? Did he create some act of war?
He did not.
Did he mistreat a subordinate?
Nope.
Oh.
When he was in charge, in command.
Did he serve in the mess hall something that was not going to work? Did he get everybody sick?
None of those things.
Oh.
It's worse.
Oh.
It's far worse. Because he took the mission of the United States Navy and wadded it up and just threw it over his shoulder. That's what he did. While commanding aboard USS Ronald Reagan, which is stationed in Japan, part of 7th Fleet, when he was the commanding officer of that aircraft carrier from April 2016 to 2018, he allowed Yeoman Second Class Joshua Kelly, that name may not ring a bell to you, but if I gave you his alter ego, Harpy Daniels, maybe you've heard that name before. And if you haven't, look it up. Because the Navy, under Joe Biden, the Pentagon under Joe Biden, they actually paid extra money to Harpy Daniels, a.k.a. Yeoman Second Class Joshua Kelly, to be a influencer online to help with recruiting. How did he do that?
Wait, did that work out well?
No, it did not, because he did a bunch of drag shows.
Oh.
He was the drag sailor, the embarrassment of the United States Navy.
You don't have to spell it out with drag, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why don't you just play into every joke that the rest of the military makes about the Navy?
No kidding. Yeah. Aircraft carrier, 5,000 go out, 2,500 couples come back. Yeah, I've heard them all.
You don't have to actually play into it.
You don't have to lean into it always.
Don't take the stereotype and go, hold on.
I got one for you. Let's make it worse than it already is. Let's set it on fire. So get this, though. Rear Admiral Donnelly was in line, had been nominated by Donald Trump for a promotion to Vice Admiral, picking up that 3rd star, and commander of the 7th Fleet. That is the Pacific Fleet, the biggest fleet that the United States Navy has. Right now, forward deployed 50 to 70 ships, 150 aircraft, 27,000 sailors and Marines.
And from what I understand of this story, he is not going to get this promotion because he featured drag shows on his ship as entertainment.
Right. That's exactly right. He was focused on the wrong things as the captain, as the commanding officer of the USS Ronald Reagan. I've never cheered someone not being promoted. I cheer for this.
Who would have thought? 9 years after you had this, 7 years after, because again, documented 2016 to 2018. So during the first Trump administration, this is what you did with the mission. Who would have thought that 7 to 9 years later, you would be thinking to yourself, I did an excellent job. I'm in charge for the biggest promotion I've ever got in my life. And this is what comes back to you.
Having your eye off the ball, I think, is the key. It doesn't matter what the Pentagon was doing. It didn't matter what the office of the president was doing, the White House was doing. I would say to Admiral Donnelly, as a civilian now, would have never said it in uniform because, you can't. There's a chain of command there, and I respected that chain of command, even if I didn't agree with it. But I would tell him today, you took your eye off the ball, Admiral. You could have focused on being an elite fighting force, defending this nation, defending its interests and its allies around the world. You took your eye off of that important job, and you put it on someone that was dressing as a woman for what they would call morale, welfare, and recreation. That's as backwards. That's as wrong. You can't get it more wrong than Admiral Donnelly got it.
I don't have problems with drag shows. I have said this for now several years. Like, I have friends of mine who take part in drag shows. You know what? They would tell you the same thing I will. Time and place.
That's exactly right.
Audience, time and place.
I don't think less of the kid, Joshua, whatever his last name was.
Kelly.
Kelly, thank you. I don't think less of him. I'm not interested in anything he's interested in. I'm not going to a drag show. I have no interest in it. I don't condemn it. But time and place is exactly right. And aboard the USS John F. Kennedy or aboard the USS Ronald Reagan or any other aircraft carrier, that's not the right place.
You get home, you get stateside.
Do whatever you want to do.
And this is what you choose to do with your off time.
Do whatever you want to do.
By all means, if it makes you happy, if it's an artistic outlet for you, fine, cool.
I don't agree with it anywhere it's just not my thing. I don't condemn it. I don't agree with it. It's just not my thing. Time and a place. Los Hits
should never be on a warship
or in a library with children. There's just
time and place.
Time and place. Exactly.
Time and place. That's all. Again, I don't have a problem with it. I just say time and place. That's all.
I don't want to condemn anybody, and I won't. Time and place. When we come back, Superman will be ahead in spite of the politics. Next on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
If you know me at all, you know that I think it's an absolute disaster that most American families are perfectly willing, if not eager, to turn the most precious thing in their lives, their children, over to the government to be educated. What sort of parasite has to invade somebody's brain for them to believe that this government that can do almost nothing well can be entrusted with educating their children? Now, the National Education Association, the nation's biggest and most powerful teachers union, recently had their annual convention. Where else but the liberal enclave of Portland, Oregon? And lo and behold, somebody leaked the resolutions that this convention was going to consider. This has happened in the past, and I'm always shocked at what they are promoting. Here's a taste of the most recent convention. One resolution called for the National Education Association to, quote, defend against Trump's embrace of fascism by using the term fascism in all NEA materials to correctly characterize Donald Trump's program and actions. Oh, and they couldn't spell fascism. They passed another resolution about the effort to eliminate the Department of Education, which is worthless, as, quote, an illegal, anti-democratic, and racist attempt to destroy public education and privatize it in the interest of the billionaires. They passed a resolution saying that they were going to continue pushing their gender ideology instruction in the classrooms. But here's the kicker. They passed a resolution to not use, endorse, or publicize any materials from the Anti-Defamation League, an organization founded to combat anti-Semitism. In other words, they solidified their position as an anti-Semitic organization, and they're teaching your kids. Why are you continuing to allow this to happen? Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Immigration raids in California. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News, and there were clashes between immigration agents and dozens of protesters during a raid at a farm in Camarillo, California. Tear gas and smoke bombs were deployed. Trump border czar Tom Homan on Fox.
They can't impede us from doing our job. That's a felony. They certainly can't put hands on an agent. That's a felony. So what happened in California is just another example of protesters becoming criminals.
Customs and Border Protection says 10 undocumented minors, 8 of them unaccompanied, were found at the Camarillo marijuana farm. There's another federal court hearing in Maryland today about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, deported to El Salvador, brought back, now facing criminal charges in Tennessee.
ICE Assistant Director Thomas Giles testified in a Maryland federal courtroom that if Kilmar Abrego Garcia is released pending trial on human trafficking charges, they would take him into custody, but that they hadn't decided if they'd try to deport him again to El Salvador or a third country. Abrego Garcia's attorney Simon Sandoval-Moschenberg said outside court today he wants the judge to make sure Abrego Garcia won't be deported unless 2 things happen.
1, he's had written notice of what that country is, and then 2, he's had adequate time to apply for and get a hearing on an application for protection under withholding of removal as to whatever that country may be.
The government did not agree to place a 48-hour hold on Abrego Garcia to prevent his immediate deportation. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Secretary of State Rubio, after meeting with his Chinese counterpart at a summit in Malaysia today, says a meeting between President Trump and China's President Xi is likely.
Obviously, we have to build the right atmosphere and the right deliverables so that a visit isn't just a visit, but it actually has some takeaways from it that are concrete. But there's a strong desire on both sides to do it.
Mass layoff notices, meantime, are going out at the State Department today. President Trump heads to Texas this hour to meet with people affected by and dealing with the aftermath of last Friday's deadly flash flooding. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry. Terry! Terry! Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Extra 106.3 and Fox are red. CNN and CBS are blue. If you want conservative news and talk, we have just the app for you. Search for the Extra app wherever you download apps.
Tug and Los on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Final hour of the show. You never know which way it's going to go. I mean, we could talk about cloud seeding. We could talk about.
What's up, Neil Bortz?
Neil, how you been?
No, Neil brought that up months ago. Talked about you fools that buy into contrails, and I said I don't know about contrails, but I'm willing to listen to whether or not stuff is entering into our atmosphere. And at least now, with this particular EPA. They're talking about we're going to give you all the information on what we've been doing.
I saw on a clip from Fox News, about a 10-minute clip of an interview with the CEO of a company called Rainmaker.
Rainmaker, yeah.
Is that the young guy with the mullet?
Yep, sure is. He's the guy that was discussing the Texas floods and the capabilities of cloud seeding, because this is another one of those conspiracy theories that all of a sudden don't sound so conspiratorial. I was reading that in China, there was a company that does something similar, and with basically 2 coffee cups full of whatever the chemical is. Do you know what that chemical is right off the top of your head, Los?
No. I believe it's silver iodide or mercury iodide.
Something like that.
Yes.
You're on the right track.
Some kind of precious metal.
Whatever it is. 2 coffee cups full of that created 32 Olympic-sized swimming pools full of rain that fell in China in this experiment. Unbelievable, dude. It really is remarkable to think. And this goes back years and years and years and years.
This goes back 20, 30 years of talking about altering the atmosphere with this stuff.
And then to use it for your benefit. And many times it does seem like, hey, maybe we can make it rain in the desert.
They have over in the Middle East.
In Dubai.
Yeah. That was wild.
But that was a disaster too. That's the thing. We don't have a good grasp on this. We don't have a good understanding of it that I can tell.
Quite honestly, and I know we'll get into it later this hour, I'd rather know about this than anything Epstein related.
Yeah. Well,
I know you get all fired up and excited about it. Like, which one has a bigger effect on people?
100% correct.
And now, I know we want to punish the unjust. I'm just...
And those kids...
I get it.
I don't want to leave those kids.
But let's now, if this is going to the forefront of what is going on, let's see with this EPA before it goes away.
Yeah, right.
Let's see what we've been doing to our own atmosphere.
And Lee Zeldin has been out front talking about being transparent. So that's a good thing. There's a podcast from RFK's former running mate before he dropped out of the presidential race and joined Donald Trump with the Maha movement. Nicole Shanahan has said that she has been reading and investigating into and has released a podcast about cloud seeding. I look forward to, at some point this weekend, getting caught up and seeing her thoughts on that, because I think she's a really smart lady.
There's always something, almost daily, there's some tweet that will pop up on my algorithm of a radar screen, and there are weird shapes they're not natural. They're shapes you don't see. They're kind of perfect circles or straight lines that look like, I don't know, lasers, that just show up on radar screens, and all of a sudden the weather's a bit odd.
Yeah. I saw a meteorologist, I think it was out of Texas, as a matter of fact. He was talking about this cloud that came up on his radar, and he was like, oh, that's military chafing. Which military chafing is usually the way it's used is if you're trying to get something that's been fired at you, like a missile or something, you're trying to make it confused. So you cloud the sky with chafing, and then it doesn't hit the ship or whatever. But for him to bring it up the way he did, and then in this cloud on his radar screen, and he said it so casually, he was like, well, that's military chafing right there. But why in the middle of Texas? What?
The funny part for me was to see CNN trying to basically put together a segment where they are trying to say, like, this stuff doesn't happen. And he's like,
yeah,
no, we're good. Like, this does happen.
Yeah, absolutely does. So understanding what's ahead of us is going to be part of our conversation.
By the way, that's another offshoot of all this. So we had the polling on this that talked about how a majority of Americans are not concerned about climate change. And, of course, CNN's like losing their mind.
Yeah, they can't believe it.
Like, I can't believe this is their response to this. Well, how am I supposed to be concerned with something that you're doing that I can't stop?
Right.
If that's the case. You're doing it. If that's the case, I can't stop it. How upset am I supposed to be?
Right. I have no control over it. How am I going to be upset about something I have no control over? But I would say that's the same thing about the climate in general. It's been changing since the Earth has existed. Their focus is man-made climate change, which I don't buy into, because I've been told for the last 20 years that Florida was going to be covered up. New Orleans was going to be underwater. Don't buy houses on the coast except for the really wealthy and former presidents that are able to, and they don't seem to have a concern about it. What they say and what they do never matches up. So what are you supposed to believe? They keep telling you the same nonsense. John Kerry with the same nonsense. Al Gore, same nonsense. Barack Obama, same nonsense. And the list goes on and on and on, all of them with mansions on the coast. So don't tell me about how the coast isn't going to exist. If that was the case, you wouldn't be buying there. It's very simple. It's very simply put. Give me some sort of evidence. Otherwise, and I'm willing to listen, but you got to make sense, and right now they don't. And they haven't for 20 or 30 years.
I'm listening. On this subject?
On the clouds, me too, but I just mean climate change in general.
Yeah.
The man-made part.
On the cloud seeding.
Yes.
Everything else.
I'm listening.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm willing to hear you out. I do believe that you're causing momentary blips of crazy weather, and that's by design.
Without a doubt. That I'm 100% on board with. A movie I thought I was going to be 100% on board with, Lowe's, was the new Superman. I was going to surprise everybody. I was going to go see it.
Oh, you going after the show?
Nah.
Why not?
I hate the politics.
Listen, you're going to get, in this day and age, I don't fault James Gunn with this. Now, he's the director, if you're not familiar, and I know that people have created this stand of well, I'm never going to see it because he made it political. Yeah, James Gunn did. James Gunn, when it comes to doing these movies, is one of the very best in the world. Any of the Guardian of the Galaxy movies, after DC messed up Suicide Squad so badly, they brought him in. They're like, hey, can you? And he's like, yeah, I'll reimagine
I can save it.
And it was fun. Even had some of the same actors in it. It was fun. It was good. I know that he has basically tied Superman into being an alien, how he's treated. And
wait, wasn't he an orphan? Not an alien?
Well, no, he's...
or because he likened it to an illegal alien.
He is an orphan from another planet.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't... I dressed up as Superman for like the first 4 years of my life.
I was always a vampire.
Every year, my mom was like, I have to make another Superman costume for him because he wants to be Superman, because I grew up in the era of Superman 1 and 2. And,
me too, Christopher Reeves.
And Christopher Reeves.
So
and here's what I grew up with. This is what I love. This movie, in my opinion, is going to do extremely well. If it doesn't, I'd be shocked. And I think part of the reason why James Gunn felt so comfortable talking about his politics is because he knows, I made a good movie. This is going to dominate.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to say?
Yeah. Well, I will continue to say, I don't need the politics. I don't want the politics.
I get it.
And so I'm going to check out. I believe you when you say it's going to be a good movie, because I trust your instinct on that. You've never let me down on that.
I just know that man, okay, like if I go over to Rotten Tomatoes right now. All right, so the popcorn meter, so that's one of their verifications, 95%, and their tomato meter is 82%. So they've got reviews from people who have now seen it, and generally it's doing well. Now, couple that with Snow White. Snow White didn't do well with anybody. Like, I think that was a movie that got political and it was bad.
Yeah, right. Which you can't do both.
No, you can't sit around and tell me about we're reinventing this and she doesn't need a man. Just tell the story of Snow White. Superman, it's not like there's only really 3 parts about Superman. Truth, justice, the American way.
Yes, that's a disappointing they changed that to the human way or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be what it is. But, that's the origin story.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go see it because I never saw the previous ones that they recently had.
I'm surprised by that.
I did see, like, Justice League. That was cool. That was fun. I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it later. I saw the newest Flash movie. That was fun. And that was another one where I think we just had some time to kill, and so we went to the theater, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Especially with Michael Keaton as old Batman. Oh, did I just blow that for you?
Yeah, no.
Michael Keaton is it's an alternate universe.
Yeah.
He's still Batman.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
That
actually,
is
it's
awesome.
actually very fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that this movie's going to do.
And I'm sure you're right.
I think it'll do great. And then what that does, it's going to further his politics that he was talking about,
which is not encouraging to me.
If you can just leave the politics out of it without talking about it, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to just leave it out. And people that I trust who have seen it, the people that I know personally, they liked it. I'm like, okay. Now, the fact that Ben Shapiro walks out of the theater, he's like, this movie's terrible. I'm like, okay.
Well, but that could
see.
That could be, hey, how do I write me a story?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I don't fault Ben Shapiro, man. He's doing what he thinks is, best for him and his company, whatever. I just, I don't know, man. You know how we talk about politics and we say when we're done with this show, we don't spend a lot of time with it other than prepping for the next day's show, whatever, which does take time, but we don't live our life with politics. Like, I just try not to introduce it into my life with regularity, especially when it's politics that I just don't care for.
All right, 4-Hour Stephanie does have a point on this.
Here we go.
And I agree with her 100% on this.
What'd she say?
She says, I'm not going to see Superman.
Okay, me either.
Because the actor looks like a dollar store version. This is true. Christopher Reeve, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Those, especially
she said, I want some eye candy.
I want some eye candy. Like Henry Cavill in that costume, and then when they show him in Justice League, you're like, dude, that guy's in ridiculous shape for this movie.
Yeah, right. So
you're getting like a softer, friendlier version of that in this version of Superman.
I'm trying to find a picture of the guy or the kid,
and I'm there for the rip.
Oh wait, okay. And I think I'm looking at the right guy. He may have a. I don't know, man. She's not wrong.
David Cornsweet.
He a peculiar look, to say the least.
I'll just say it looks like. Well, if Superman was to let himself go, but he's still a really strong alien.
But he's not. He's not what he once was.
He's your softer, friendlier version of Superman. Not in bad shape. It's just Superman's supposed to look like a rock.
That's right. What do you think? 404-741-1230. You going to see Superman or not? Or add extra 1063 across the social media platforms, like 4 Hour Stephanie points out. And and you can also share how long you listen to the show, like 4 Hour Stephanie has, and like Austin, 3 Hour Austin. He's brought.
He's going to get a fanny pack.
That's right. We may get fanny packs. I don't know. I mean, you can't ever tell. We're going to talk to management and see what we can come up with. Because fanny packs are back. Have you noticed that? The fanny packs are back. I would have thought never in a million years, but they are. Fanny packs are back.
All right, I'm going to show you just the difference in what we were looking at. So. That was the build that Henry Cavill got into for Superman.
Yeah, he's cut up.
Like, and he then there's, and again, nothing wrong. It's just not the.
But did Christopher Reeve? He didn't look like super jacked, did he?
Yeah,
he did. I guess I just don't remember.
Here, I'll do. And the thing was too, like he had like the tall, dark, and handsome thing going.
Well, yeah, no, he was for sure, good looking dude, no doubt about it, but. I don't remember him just maybe. Yeah,
I mean, that's
so. Yeah.
It's
more than I expected.
It ain't crazy ripped up, but that dude looks tall and strong, and he's just what
he's
it
a
is.
good looking dude. Yeah, without a doubt.
He's a theater actor
and world class smile. Like I mean, he belonged in magazines just on the smile alone. Man, he's a good looking dude.
Here we are, just talking about the build of Superman. I'm like, I'm right. I know it. Yeah. That's how he's built.
Yeah, he's cut up.
But I'm right there with Stephanie. This Superman looks like he's
a low rent Superman.
Well, it just looks like a friendly neighborhood Superman.
Yeah. I want my Superman to look like he's on the Hollywood steroids.
Yeah.
I do too.
Like The Rock or something.
I want him to look like, wow, that dude can't be touched. Like when bullets can't penetrate him, I want to go, I know why.
Yeah, because nobody's getting through that ribs. Nobody
can get through those ribs.
Nobody's getting through those abs. There's not a chance. Yeah, I'm with you.
Now you get because I'm pulling up more of the Henry Cavill version. That's why Stephanie met eye candy.
Yeah. No, which I understand. That part's not lost on me. You know, I think there's plenty of ladies that want to go see Superman because he's good looking.
Do you think that I look forward to the Marvel movies with Black Widow because I'm like, well, Black Widow let herself go. I'm like, no, she never did. It's awesome.
Maybe so.
You know, we were talking about names earlier this week.
Yeah.
When I was up in the mountains last weekend, we were down at the pool in the little resort community there, and there was a guy playing with his son in the pool, throwing the ball back and forth. This guy named his son Kal-El.
Really?
It was awesome. And he was calling him Soups.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm not in for that.
And
so weird.
He was country boy, too.
That's the actual name of Superman.
No, I know. From Krypton, right?
I just never know what you know about this stuff.
You're not wrong to ask, but he was from Krypton, right? Am I right about that?
Yeah, they just tossed some football back and forth, and every now and then he'd say, Soups, Cal. And then I heard him say, Kal-El, come here, because he'd, run on the edge of the pool or something. I was like, did you say his name is Kal-El?
Weird.
Like, yep.
Weird.
That's Superman.
Dude, that's weird. That's like naming your kid Pinocchio or something.
Who would name their kid Pinocchio?
Well, who would name their kid Kal-El? That's freaking weird.
Penny, get over here.
I mean,
you don't understand how hard this one lies.
Yeah, I don't know about.
He's the most lionest sons of bitches we got around here. We call him Pinocchio. That's right. His name's Dave, but his middle name we've changed to Pinocchio.
Because he lies so much. We're trying to get him in line.
My son's going to be a politician. His name's Pinocchio.
Yeah, that's exactly right, dude. That would have worked perfectly. You're exactly right. Oh, and 4 Hour Stephanie also says her husband, like, she understands Superman's eye candy for her. And for her husband, it's Kat Timpf, who shows up on the Gutfeld's show.
From on Gutfeld?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's funny.
she's a comedian, super cute girl. No doubt about it.
All right, Dog Dad wanted to remind me that Superman doesn't get his strength from his muscles. No. He gets it from the sun.
Well, yes, of course he does. Yeah,
once he's in the sun, that's where he derives his power.
I did not know that. See, Dog Dad has educated me this morning because I had no idea about that.
But wouldn't you think that the more he's in the sun, the more ripped up he is?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's right. Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's why we're going to the pool later.
Let's go.
Give the impression of being ripped up.
Well, I'm ripped up. I was thinking more on bourbon.
I'm tore up. It's Friday.
Ain't got nothing to do with my build. I'm getting ripped up on them drinks. Morning Extra, Extra 106.3.
I'm going to reach out to you and be like, all right, come on up.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, well, but my wife this, or whatever. I'm like, no, let's go.
Let's go. The deflection that are the Epstein files. We'll discuss it next. On the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, download the app so you can listen live and on demand and be part of the 4 Hour Club if you choose. Okay, you get caught up there. Maybe you only have time to listen to 2. You can get the other 2 right there. You never know if you'll end up with a fanny pack or a soft pellet ice machine. Who knows? Could be any or all. Next on Extra 106.3.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Life is unpredictable, but when trouble comes, you need a team you can trust. At A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we've been helping families for nearly 20 years, providing fast, professional, and discreet service. With 12 locations across Metro Atlanta and Birmingham, we're available 24/7 to get your loved one home, quick and with care. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT, that's 404-BAIL-OUT, or visit atlbail.com today.
Santa's traded in his sleigh for a surfboard. This is Jaron Solomon, and it's Christmas in July at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. We're turning up the holiday cheer with 31% off every single item in our specially marked trays. That's right, rings, necklaces, earrings, every type of jewelry we carry is included. It's not just holiday hype, it's the real deal. Inspired by 31 days of July and packed with serious sparkle. Come see why we're Atlanta's only 5-star rated jeweler with over 3,000 glowing reviews. The preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves, a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, and the official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. For 31% off during Christmas in July. So come see us on the 17th floor of Tower Place in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and on Fisher Crossing Drive in Sharpsburg, right across from the Costco. Online at SolomonBrothers.com.
Social Security was never meant to be the sole source of income in retirement. So, Coach Pete, why is it so important to have another guaranteed source of income?
Because then you're in control. If you're depending on Social Security only, that's going to be a difficult decision. I mean, how are you going to manage that? I mean, it's not going to be fun. It's all about control. The more money you have put aside for retirement, the more control you're going to have about your fun in retirement. And to me, why retire if you're not going to have fun? Make sure you have that Coach Pete's Power Plan. There's 22 steps behind the scenes, and we're going to offer this. We've seen others charge over $1,000 for plans like this. Coach Pete's Power Plan, which is a total retirement plan, which will feature lifetime income you can't outlive, ways to pay for long-term care without having a long-term care policy. Very big one, by the way. I've taken everything that we talk about, I've taken advantage of myself.
A no-cost, no-obligation comprehensive review with Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler, Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164.
Moldy, mildew, rotting wood, peeling paint. Is your house suffering from the uglies? Well, then it's way past time to call the siding pros of Peach State Windows. Call now and get 1,000 square feet of tough, durable Hardy Plank siding installed for only $49.95. 0% financing for 12 months and no money down with your good credit. 1,000 square feet of tough, durable Hardy Plank siding installed for only $49.95. Call today and make the uglies go away. 770-485-8011. That's 770-485-8011.
Hey, it's a Kimmer talking about Stovall.
Yeah, I just wanted to brag on Stovall. I went up there and actually got a quote on some of their material up there, and he gave me the quotes I wanted, but he said what would work best, they don't carry, and referred me to one of their competitors. That's how good they are. And sure enough, he was right. The material he was talking about that they don't carry, it's actually going to work best for me. So I've got that on the way. It all worked out well. Makes me want to go back and buy something from them now.
Folks, when it comes to landscaping supplies, start at Stovall. 11 locations around Atlanta. Online at StovallInc.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
MLB All-Star Week is taking over Atlanta with baseball's hottest events and coolest fan experiences, like Capital One All-Star Village, the MLB Draft, T-Mobile Home Run Derby, and the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. It all starts July 11th with the HBCU Swingman Classic, presented by T-Mobile and powered by the MLBPA Youth Development Foundation. And don't miss the All-Star Futures Game starring minor league baseball's best. All part of MLB All-Star Week, July 11th to 15th. Learn more at allstargame.com. MLB trademarks used with permission.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Friday, July 11th. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game events begin today, starting with a block party at the Battery and the HBCU Swingman Classic this evening at Truist Park. Events are planned throughout the weekend. The MLB is also unveiling legacy All-Star projects around Atlanta, including a major renovation at Cobb County's Ryan Park softball complex, a sensory lounge for baseball fans with special needs at Truist Park, and a Warrior Fitness trailer to support veterans at Camp Southern Ground in Fayetteville and others. Traffic is expected to be heavier throughout the weekend, so allow more time to get around town. A 25-year veteran Forsyth County firefighter is looking for help on social media. Chris Stansel is seeking a living kidney donor with the help of Piedmont Hospital. He was diagnosed with a stage 4 kidney disease due to a genetic condition. You can learn more about how to help on the Piedmont Living Donor website. And Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is continuing to audit Georgia's voter rolls. Cancellation mailers have been sent out to 470,000 people who were categorized as inactive for the 2022 and 2024 elections. It could result in the largest voter purge in state history. Today's weather cloudy with the possibility of light showers that should keep the temperatures no higher than the mid-80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra. I find it interesting that Brad Raffensperger is doing all these things because it just seems like it's so too little, too late. I don't trust him necessarily. I don't trust the system. From our friend Janelle King, who sat on the Georgia State Elections Board, was told, hey, we're going to give you guys the ability to do something encouraging and good to benefit the people of the state of Georgia, and they were not given that. They were hindered, if anything. And they had
their funding taken away.
It's exactly right. And it's not just Brad Raffensperger. It goes way up higher. I mean, Governor Kemp. There was a lot of dirty things going on.
I wish we could tell some of these stories because some of them were told to us in confidence, and they don't just come from one person. This has been a handful all around this entire scene. What we've told the audience, I think it's the best way we can say it. You have a system that has existed for quite a while here in the state of Georgia where the establishment, Democrat and Republicans, both basically pass power back to one another. Okay, y'all are going to get this, we're going to get that. This is how this is going to play. This is how we're going to make an adjustment to it. And so, yeah, there's some votes where you just can't do anything about it, where it's just massive, where Stacey Abrams gets beat by 8 points. Okay. But when it comes to a lot of the other elections, it's really about horse trading and keeping the power consolidated.
It's the good old boy system,
Very
if
much
there
so.
ever was one. Because I always believed that to be, just a slander at, country folks and the way that they operate, handshake deals and that sort of thing. I always thought of it as that, and I always took offense to it until I saw it up close. And now I know that's not what it is at all. It's that horse trading that you're describing, that just dirty dealing that happens in politics.
If it works better if you say this is your version of like the skulls.
Yeah,
like
there you go. Whatever clears the air for you.
Whatever makes you feel better about it. Like good old boy network. Oh, it's just a bunch of country folk don't know it. Okay, call it. This is the Ivy League, whatever from the skulls.
See, it's great. Yeah,
whatever version it is, it's the power is consolidated within the establishment, and this is how we're trading stuff back and forth.
And not to the betterment of the people of the state of Georgia.
So now we're starting to, let's clean up these voter rolls, and this is what we're going to do. I think obviously the legislation that's come through that initially cost us the All-Star game, and we've now seen record turnout, record voting, more access for a longer period of time. I think these are all good. But we still have issues in terms of how we're calculating, how we're tabulating, that I think if we want to really clean all this stuff up, that's going to be the next phase of it.
When I hear Brad Raffensperger's doing all this stuff, and I hear stories about just elections and securing them, I know some of it is correct. I know some of it has helped and has been beneficial, but a lot of it feels very performative.
It feels like that particular establishment group is willing to kind of clean up some of the problems, but they don't want to give full control over completely. That's what it feels like to me. And if I'm wrong,
love the loophole.
By all means, come on this radio station and explain it to me. That's just what it feels like to me. Do I question whether or not my vote gets counted? No, not at all. I don't worry about that. I don't worry about what if they change my voting? I feel perfectly fine with my vote. My concern is it feels at times like we are in not a predetermined situation, but they got a pretty good idea.
It seems. And I think that it really mirrors the federal when Donald Trump won. Remember, he wasn't supposed to win, and they were blown away. I mean,
blown away.
Jaw on the table, blown away because it went the way that it wasn't supposed to. To your point, we kind of already knew. And you kind of already know in Georgia, it feels like sometimes. So, it just feels filthy. It feels dirty.
Well, the next thing we've got coming around, we're going to be figuring out another governor, and we're going to be finding out another senator. That's going to be that next wave. And don't look now. We are going to be in a position in about 4 months where we'll be 16 months away.
Whew, it goes fast.
Yeah, it sure does. Comes right back around.
It doesn't feel like up until maybe it's because we focus on it so much here, on a daily basis, that it feels like it goes much faster than anything else. Or maybe it's just when you get older. You know how your birthdays come around seemingly more often when you get a little older. Your time just starts to move and fast forward. I know I've felt like that. As I get closer to 50, I feel like time is a thief. But to the point, it just feels like that we're in election cycles. We take about 6 months off. That's it. From the election of Donald Trump in November to where we are right now, as we move into the fall, we're back in election season. We're back in election mode. We only get about 6 months out of every 2 years that is not election mode. I've never thought that before.
Now you feel it.
Now I feel it 100%. The pressure of it, the concern of it, the discussion about it. It's unbelievable, man. It really is.
It's how it happens. It goes around that quickly.
It does.
Which is why it is so important that you have an administration, and because you control the levers of government, this is why you need to be on the ball. Because you get about, as we were talking about it, you get about 16 months, and then we start hitting lame duck time where suddenly nobody wants to do anything in the last 4 months.
Because they don't want to endanger their re-election bid.
So that's how it plays.
Yeah, nothing works.
It's just a cycle.
Epstein files. I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on this. I struggle with it because I can't imagine those young girls going through what they went through. It's not fair. Not that life is fair, but this is filthy. This is the worst of the worst. This is the worst of humanity.
So I gave you the view of what I believe this to be. That this is about having an operative probably tied to the Mossad. Here's what they were doing. The Americans knew, Israelis knew, everybody knew. Okay, so that all being said, let's just take that and put it on aside, okay? Because I think this theory that's now kind of getting around makes probably the most sense to me, Tug. If we can just take the crime, put it aside. I know that's hard. Take the crime, put it aside. Donald Trump just came through about a 2-week period where he had more wins as fast and as big as any president as I can remember in probably the last 20 years.
So impressive.
Win. I'm just massive. It was massive. And it finished off with the BBB. He'd won court cases, got legislation through, BBB, right? What then rolls out on Sunday? Sunday, it's a leak from Axios that Trump administration has all these files. They're not going to give them to you. And now the ball gets rolling. And now the questions start. Why won't y'all turn over everything? Trump ends up sitting in a meeting and bringing up, why do y'all want to know about this so much? Okay, so that's like the first misstep in this entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I firmly believe that the theory ends up being there is no evidence. And probably because it's been gone. It's been destroyed. It's been altered. It's been taken out of the game. If there was any evidence involving Donald Trump, that would have shown up for the 5 years that the Democrats had it.
They would have used it to their advantage in a moment, lickety split.
If I know that there's no evidence because I got rid of it, or I didn't, either way, if I know there's no evidence it's going to hurt my party or anyone else who's affiliated, anyone who's a donor, anyone that it would do long-term damage to the Democrats, why wouldn't I float this out through Axios to make Trump look bad? Coming off 2 weeks of huge wins.
Yeah.
Because now you have people that have taken the bait. Oh, what do you mean you won't release this? What happened with Pam Bondi? I thought you had all this information. I think all that stuff is gone. And now it's just turned into, how can we try and put a dent in this administration on something that was a campaign promise based on, we know, leaking through Axios, it's not going to hurt us because there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the Clintons suddenly being involved in this because we got rid of the information already. Think about that. Ponder that one out.
I can see some of that. Absolutely, I can see some of that.
Because the way this information got out was through this leak.
Yeah. My problem is, there's so many people that are involved. I do believe that there are some people that if you were to expose some parts of what they've done or didn't do with Epstein, maybe they were working with him, and I think you brought this up too. They were just working with him. They didn't partake in any of the filth. But if any name, let's say they release a list of people and all of them are connected with Epstein, even the people that didn't do anything, their lives are going to be ruined. Bill O'Reilly, I heard him say something that he said he spoke with Donald Trump directly about this. And you see Bill occasionally on, he does a show on the First Network. He occasionally shows up on Newsmax. He's former Fox News host. He said something very similar in the fact that you would be condemning people that did nothing, truly did nothing. They had business relationships, didn't participate in the filth, and it's a lot of people, and all of their lives are ruined for something that they didn't even participate in, they didn't even do.
I think the problem that you have is you don't have enough of anything where you can say this person did this.
Right, and that being because the evidence destroyed, whatever it is. I think there's a lot of layers to this.
This was in leading report yesterday. Department of Justice has informed the court that it will still review the Epstein records for potential release per judicial watch. They can release whatever they want.
Yeah.
What you're looking for ain't there anymore.
I do believe
it's gone.
I do believe those powerful people that have had this information for years got rid of as much of it as they possibly can because they were guilty.
Because if you're telling me you're going to leak and you're going to try and create a scenario in which this administration looks bad, this is similar to the Gavin Newsom phone call. Now, hear me out here. We talked about how the Gavin Newsom phone call, when the fires were going on and the issues that we're having in California, how he's like, I haven't heard from Donald Trump. Okay, normal politicians don't call you out on that. Donald Trump sends the text messages and the phone logs over to Fox News like he's lying. Here's this.
Trace Gallagher on the air.
He's like, look, we talked for 15 minutes. Okay? I think they firmly believed that if we can just draw them off sides, we'll be like, hey, listen, he won't release this information. We'll damage him. It'll make him look bad, knowing that even if he released anything, there's nothing there.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
You dared him, like in the Newsom phone call, to release the information he had, and they don't have anything.
I don't know what it is that they have or don't have, but I do think and do believe in the integrity of people like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. I don't see them as people that are willing to take a payoff not to do anything. I don't believe that about them. Dan Bongino was making money hand over fist doing his own show. He left to go to take a lesser paying job. So you can't convince me of the whole they're getting paid off. I don't believe that at all.
Dude left
0% of that.
Dude left a quality job with iHeart, started his own, was making more money, and then said, all right, cool. You want me to go ahead and serve for a while? I'll go do that. I can always come back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Can always come back to doing my show. This, to me, is a long play game. That this is the way they're going to make this administration look bad. And again, this is theory in my mind. But to me, it starts to add up. Donald Trump just had 2 weeks of unprecedented win after win after win after win. And what happens every single weekend when that occurs? Now there's the crazy story that the left tries to drum up. And to me, this is the newest one.
And they always have one. There's no doubt.
Always ready to have one.
It doesn't matter what it is.
It's fictitious polling.
All of it.
It's some sort of leak.
Right.
It's some sort of story.
The economy's not as good as they're telling you.
This is the newest one. And this one actually grabbed attention because this administration misstepped into it.
Yeah, they did.
It's a brilliant play. Now, it'll go away in a week, but it was a smart play.
I don't know that it goes away in a week. I think too many people have talked about it for too many years for it to go away anytime soon. Now, will it maintain the headlines that it gets now? I think that starts to die out. I think it takes a little while. I think a week's a little short.
Well, these people held on to Russian collusion for the longest time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the importance to me. Again, I'm just resigned.
It doesn't change your life.
You know what I want? I want to drop interest rates. Okay,
Yeah,
like that. That's what I'm talking about. I am resigned to the fact that powerful people will not get touched in any of this stuff.
Ever. We know that for sure. That is something that is undefeated.
It's like, listen, y'all all wanted OJ to go to jail for 30 years. Okay? And then when he finally did, we were like, woo, OJ finally went to prison. And we went, what did I get out of it?
Nothing. When we continue on Extra 106.3, I want you to hear from this lefty weirdo Catwoman as she's setting up what you're drawn into, and then the ending makes you go, oh, you are crazy. Yeah. I thought for a second, but yes, you're crazy. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Friday, July 11th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the rubber game of their 3-game series with the Athletics last night in extra innings, 5-4, the final in 11. On the bright side, Spencer Strider was outstanding after an early 3-run homer. He goes 6 2/3, striking out 11 and allowing just those 3 runs. The Braves will close out the first half with a 3-game series beginning tonight in St. Louis against the Cardinals. First pitch is set for 8:15. You can hear the game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. And March Madness could be getting madder as the NCAA is exploring raising the field from the current number of 68 to 72 or 76 teams. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Don't miss the first MLB All-Star Week event at Truist Park as talent meets tradition in the 3rd annual HBCU Swingman Classic presented by T-Mobile and powered by the MLBPA Youth Development Foundation. Join fans, athletes, and alumni to watch Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. shine a light on 50 of the best young ball players from HBCUs around the country on baseball's biggest stage, July 11th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets today at allstargame.com/swingman.
Welcome the dog days of summer, filled with long summer drives and enjoying summer vacation with family and friends. Ensure that your Mercedes-Benz is operating optimally. Meet RBM of Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service that gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for those services. And once the services have been complete, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz back to you. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2025 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. And we're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor at RBM of Atlanta for details.
It's that time of year again. Chuck, the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, is bringing back the 5th annual Christmas in July benefiting Skyland Trail, a nonprofit leading the way in mental health wellness right here in Atlanta. Skyland Trail provides expert, evidence-based treatment to help people facing mental health challenges find a path to recovery. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to support this mission. As one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta, Central knows what it means to give back. Here's how you can help. Just sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new agreement will go directly to Skyland Trail, providing life-changing mental health care for adults and teenagers. Central services all makes and models, and with them, you're never just a number, you're part of the family. Call 770-GET-HEAT or visit centralheat.com to sign up and help Central Heating and Air Conditioning give back. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from the Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
Attention warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Xtra 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra. Oh, my Lord, we made it to the final segment of the show on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you for being here, first of all. Without you, there's no show to do. And we've got people that are 33-minute listeners. We've got hour listeners. We've got 2-hour listeners, 3-hour listeners. And then we have the 4-hour club, which is remarkable. Where you fall, let us know at Xtra 106.3 across the social media platforms, at Front Office Los, at Whiskey Click, at Tug Coward.
4-hour club's kind of like the clean plate club.
Yes, very much
the
so.
whole thing.
Yes. I don't know about you.
We appreciate that.
A friend of mine, my late friend Cadillac Jack, he had a thing that if you came to their house and it was you were the guest, you always ate on the special plate. Like if everybody's plates were white, you had a red one. Or if everybody's plates were red, you had a blue one.
The guest plate. Okay.
Yes, the guest plate's exactly right. I always thought that was super cool that they did that. Just make your guests feel welcome and appreciated and loved. I always thought that was the coolest thing. But that kind of reminds me of what you say. We need something special for the 4-hour people.
Well, when your mom cooks for you, make sure you clean your plate.
That's right.
That makes her feel special.
I'm just weird about it because I'm in reverse. Like all of y'all's get regular ice. I get soft pellet.
That's right.
You know, y'all all get the silverware, silverware. I get the gold.
Yeah. I want to talk about me. Want to talk about it like the Toby Keith song over here.
Moses is at the barbecue, and he's got the nice chinette, the really thick plate. Everybody else eating off of napkins.
Yeah, or those flimsy paper plates, so you have to use 3 of them.
It doesn't happen often, but one of the things that does wrong me is when we've had someone come down to the basement or wherever. It's like, you have your chair, your seat.
Ooh.
And typically, this is not difficult to figure out. It's the worn one. Right? Like the other 3 look pretty
clear.
Generally, yeah.
Pretty clear which one it is.
That one's a worn one.
Groove.
Like Fred Sanford. He always had, Sanford's son, he had his chair.
You know which one it is.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, when there'll be somebody who just comes down there and
plops down
in my seat. I don't know what it is.
Get your ass up.
But I know they're not going to get the soft pellet ice.
No, they're not.
You're not worthy.
You're getting that hard bullet ice.
Right. Tug, here's a movie for you.
Half Moons.
Have you seen Hateful Eight? Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not, no.
There's a character in there who's got a chair. Sweet Dave.
Sweet Dave.
Sweet Dave. You do not sit in Sweet Dave's chair.
This chair.
Do not wear a hat.
It's like it's the same way. I don't touch another man's grill. In fact, I got a friend of mine, Scott McVeigh. If anybody knows Scott, shout out to Scott.
Scott, what's up?
The only time I've touched another man's grill in recent years, Scott goes, I don't know how to cook your plant-based stuff, so I'm just going to hand this over to you.
Let you do it.
And I was like, Scott, it cooks the same way. He goes, I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
he's like, take the spatula. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was like a year or 2 ago. I was like, that's not what we do.
That's the ultimate sign of respect, though, right there, when somebody will hand it off to you
It's
like
I
that.
just want you to make sure you have a good time.
I love that.
But,
trust in that.
Yeah. Like, I got friends of mine that are really great cooks. If they start messing around on my grill, I'm like, that's fine. Man, if you don't know what you're doing, I'm like, get away from that. Get away from her.
See, man, I would invite a homeless man to cook on my grill. Because, I'm so bad on the grill. I'm no good on the grill. I wish I were better. I'm just not. Usually, my wife's making dinner while I'm recording my country show, and I come up from the basement, and it's just, so she does most of the grilling.
Do y'all have an instant read thermometer?
I don't think so.
That's the cheat code.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
It helps. Mine actually is attached to another device that tells me when
Does
it
it
gets
go to
there.
your phone?
Well, in this case, no. It's a smaller device that tracks the entire time.
Yeah.
But that's when you know once you're at temperature. Like, for instance, when I get my, like, let's say I do reverse sear steaks, at 120 degrees, they're coming off. Now I'm cranking that thing up to as hot as I can get it, and they're going back on. They will typically come back off at 145, 150.
Good Lord.
That's right where the girls are going to be like, this is perfectly cooked, perfect ring within there.
That sounds like a math problem.
But when you have the thermometer keeping track of it, it makes it easier.
Sure.
Had a bad time with a steak last weekend.
No.
It ended up coming out all right. No. So I was up in this cabin, and he's got a smoker, but he doesn't have a traditional grill. But his smoker doesn't get high enough to where you can really sear it. So then you end up with kind of a weird-looking steak. I mean, you still need that sear. So I was like, I'm going to get this iron skillet. I'm going to give this a go.
So you decided to skillet it to finish it?
No, just to do it. I was just foregoing the smoker altogether.
Okay.
Just, get this thing as hot as it'll go, rip it, drop it in there for 2 minutes on either side. Pretty much good to go.
Flip it, rub it down.
Idiot-proof.
Yeah.
Well,
idiot-proofing.
Until.
Not so much.
Until.
Turns out, whatever they season this skillet with has a very low smoke point. I don't know what kind of oil.
Just started blazing
set off the fire or the smoke alarm.
I've been there.
And
been there.
I bet they have Ring cameras that is alerting them.
I was sitting there. I was like, oh, no.
Like, just cause a fire?
They're going to kick me out of here.
I got a fire in the house?
Steak was great, though. Got a great sear on that thing.
Well, then all's well that ends well.
Perfectly medium rare.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
See, I can't.
Medium rares.
Like, I don't plan ever, like, riding a motorcycle. I've said before, I can't get you pregnant. I'm not looking to spar. I like boxing training. I'm not looking to spar. But I can get on that grill.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and earn your worth.
Oh, you're going to go, wow, that was pretty quality.
Well,
I'll be well, hell yeah.
I've experienced it a few times.
Like 8-9 years on that thing.
I will attest to that being the truth. I mean, he brought Rico ribs that were better than most barbecue places I've ever been to.
I brought
a hobo shoe.
I brought a smoked turkey in here one year and just left it in the main room.
Holy
People
cow.
were just walking by, this was over during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you get the initial look of like, what is that? Like, the smoked turkey. Is it for us? Like, yeah, just have at it.
And I remember tearing into that thing.
Anything edible, you drop it off in a radio station.
Oh, dude.
That's like your, wherever you were on the ship, you drop it off the trash over the side and it's gone.
Yeah, dude, gone. Food does not last here. And let me tell you, people will talk about you too.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. I mean, that's usually the goal. People are like, how do I get these people? I'm going to take them some food. And what's the quickest way to a man's heart?
Through his stomach.
Yeah.
3-day brine. That's the key.
Yeah.
I do a 72-hour brine, and by the time that thing gets on the smoker, it'll be the most moist turkey you've ever had. And turkey, for the most part, is pretty mediocre. That's why you don't eat it all the time. Not my turkey. My turkey, you'd be happy.
Dude, it is so good. I was fortunate enough to experience a little of that. I want you to mark this date on your calendar, November 3rd.
Shout out William, 4 Hour Club.
Will, what's up, dude?
The boy's got a clean plate.
Yes, he does.
You get the red plate, sir.
That's right. November 3rd, Paul McCartney coming to Atlanta. I want to go see that.
Cannot believe he's still doing it. I saw him 10 years ago when he was in his 70s.
Dude, so awesome.
And put on an awesome show.
I've never seen McCartney. I would love... Are you a Paul McCartney guy, Los?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'd check him out. I mean,
that'd be something that the boys may have to...
like the last real active and brilliant Beatle?
Yeah. Unbelievable. So just if you're looking for something to target, that may be it. That may be your next target.
No Christmas songs.
Yeah, no.
Simply.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst Christmas song ever.
So bad.
Agreed.
So bad. But he made a grip of money, so I can't blame him. I'm not mad at him for it, but I don't love it. Everything else I love. Paul McCartney. I just went across my radar screen. That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. For Jure and Los, I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.